All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Peter is here. We'll give him a second. I gotta fix something on my end, but I know he's here.
Am I here?
He is.
Hello?
Oh yeah, you are there. Yep, I hear you. I hear you.
I think I'm here.
I see
there I
you,
am.
my friend. There you are.
Hello,
Beautiful
me.
thing. All right.
I'm alive.
Welcome, friends. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Peter. How are you?
It is Wednesday. I'm hot.
Yeah.
That's all I can tell you.
I know.
It's it's hot in here. It is. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. It is.
What is it over there?
Early morning, and it is 85 degrees in my house. Can you see that? 84.9. I guess
Yeah.
is this reverse mode? Yeah, no.
Is that
there you go.
Fahrenheit?
There you go.
That's Fahrenheit. Well, it's
That's
not
Fahrenheit.
of course,
I put
yeah.
that in Fahrenheit for you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We appreciate that, Peter.
And that's after trying to cool the house. My air conditioning went out yesterday, so I slept in the basement. It's been it hasn't been fun since I last talked to all y'all.
Oh, that's not good, man. It is hot. We're expecting another hot day today as well, so we'll see how we could try to keep things cool. All right, friends, let's get to our calendar brought to you by tradingterminal.com. Friends, go check it out. It's tons of scanners, tons of information, constantly being upgraded and improved. As our developing team, takes a look at it and see how we can make things better. So today, stuff is looking bullish. A lot of stuff on the upside of things this morning. Yesterday, we saw a couple of rallies up and down. A little bit on the red today, Peter. So a little bit of everything for everyone this morning. What is the latest and greatest on U.S. economic news?
On the economic calendar side, pretty light. There was. I guess there was actually, so I didn't put it on the calendar, but there was building permits that were issued this morning. I mean, pretty much exactly on target, 1.39 million anticipated and issued, so nothing to report there. We do have new home sales that's supposed to be coming out. Again, not a big market mover, as it usually is not. I added crude in oil inventories. Normally we don't watch that, but there's been a lot of... Well, I mean, with everything happening in the Middle East, there's been a lot of movement in oil prices, and it might have some market impact more than usual, I was thinking. So that's why I put the crude oil inventories expected to show negative 1.2 million. Last number reported was there was a lot of so negative oil inventories usually means a decrease in price. So the negative oil inventories is considered sort of bullish, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, better. Anyways, it was negative 11.4 last reporting period, so it's negative 1.2. So it's something that I put on here just so you can track. Both of those happening at 10 a.m. And then it's going to be quiet. We don't have anything else. There is a U.S. Auction, a 5-year note auction, but again, not something we normally report. That's happening at noon if you care about it. But with the last one having sort of gone a little more to plan, unlike 2 periods ago where we had a crazy auction of U.S. debt securities that did not go well, I don't expect this one to have any problems. So, might be worth keeping in mind. But again, pretty quiet today. So we can focus on the couple of things that we have earnings on, not much. We were watching one thing for earnings after the close yesterday. Carlos, it feels like we just finished, but we're getting right back into earnings season now with some things starting to pick up. So,
yeah, I saw a couple of names. I think FedEx, MU this week. So a couple of names starting to make the list there. You can also see that in tradingterminal.com. We got a earnings calendar there. So you can go check that out. All right, friends, let's take a look. Let's start with our gappers list this morning and see what we have here. Let's start. We'll look at the top 3. Then we're going to bounce around because there's a lot on here. Some of these tickers we know very well already. The coins of the worlds, the Rigetti Spaghettis, and where's I don't see no other quantum stuff on here, but we know them very well. Oh, look at this one. One of my favorite all-time tickers. Futu. F-U to you. There you go.
F-U to you.
Incredible. So yeah, let's dive in. Let's take a look at the first one here. It's going to be ULY. ULY is missing a G here because this is, I would like to call this ugly at the moment, but it is in play. 91% up this morning, 8.4 million shares traded. Hard to borrow. Float on this, I would have guessed it under a million shares flow. So Peter, it's not really our cup of tea here, but it is somewhat in play this morning. Any good news behind it? Any catalyst that's actually tradable?
I've never seen this on our list before, so I don't know anything about it. This is urgently, urgently software. Urgently Inc. Anyways, weird. They I don't know, they got a new CEO, but that was about a month ago. A new CFO. I don't see any news today, so I have honestly not quite sure why it's on our list. I mean, I see 8.4 million shares traded. That's what it says, but I can't find them actually in the price action. Like I don't know where this happened. It doesn't really seem to be. Look, it's not trading like, it's 8.5 million shares deep. So why does yours look different than mine? Wait a second. Oh no, here we go.
It's
There we
ugly,
go.
ugly, ugly.
That
You
looks
look at
better. Yeah, it's
something
still
different?
ugly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still bad. All right. Yeah, let's continue. Let's take a look at the next one here. It's going to be GCTK. So some weird
What?
tickers leading the way this morning. Up 30. Gluco Track. Up 31%. 1.2 million shares traded. Again, typically another one of these that's low flow, under a million as well. Again, they just don't meet the stuff I'm looking to trade. Peter, thoughts on it?
They did have positive results in the first in human study for continuous blood glucose monitoring that they presented at the American Diabetes Association's. Um, like you said, low float, don't love it.
Yep.
Not loving it.
Yeah, not good. All right, let's move on. Let's keep going here. We'll find something, of course. PRTG. Let's take a look at this one. PRTG. Another ugly one. I feel like we've seen this one before, but again, this is up 25%, 3 million shares traded. The first bunch of these, all three of the top ones we looked at, are low floats, right? So all low flow tickers. If you're in the low flow world, this could be your thing here. But right now, they're not looking great. But even for low float plays, right now they lost a lot of ground. A lot of them have popped up and moved back down. They're not continuing their move. Like there's a PRTG here is ugly. Same. Yeah, this one looks a little better. It's trying to come back up here. And if you look at GCTK, if you look at this one, same thing. It's just that they lost a lot of ground. So unless they start coming back up and pushing towards that high of the day, it's really not attractive to us. Peter, we're looking at PRTG. Anything important on this one?
Look, this is the good news that's not bad news. So basically, they received confirmation from the NASDAQ that they have now met the requirements to be listed on the NASDAQ. So basically, they are not going to be delisted. So that's the only reason they're popping up, is they're not going to be delisted. This is a clinical stage immuno-oncology company formed in the British Virgin Islands. So, you know, be suspicious. Anyways, so great. They get to be listed. They're not going to be taken off the market because they failed to meet the previous requirements. Yeah, not good enough for a trade for me. Oh, where'd Carlos go? I don't hear him.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute.
There
No,
he is.
I'm here. Here, let's look at the next one. It will be TMC. So TMC this morning, and we're up 8.5. We've seen this plenty of times. This is TMC, the metals company, and a lower price stock, 1 million shares traded. It is actually not a low flow, although it's lower price. It's not a low flow. It's sitting at 186 million shares float. And the last couple of days on the daily seem to have been doing some stuff. Peter, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, the jump here happened after the news that there was a South Korean firm that was taking a big stake in them. So that was a big statement of support, I suppose. And they've been moving sort of upwards ever since. As you can see, the big move was really last week. I Still, I haven't traded it. There's been such good stuff to trade this week. We don't need to go into all this funky stuff. Like we can talk about some of these, but
Yeah.
I mean, some of our traders, moderators and people in the room have had some awesome trades, like just groundbreaking weeks with the stuff that's been moving.
Yeah.
And so why go play with all this weird, crazy stuff?
Yeah, if it's not in your wheelhouse, guys, leave it alone. And that's what me and Peter are going to do. So those are the top few there are sitting at the top. Again, 3 low flows and TMC not great. I want to hop around here a little bit just to get to some of the good stuff so we don't run out of time. Of course, we have to look at Futu. So I am going to look at that one. Yes, I will look at it. I'm not probably going to watch it or trade it, but it is one of our favorite all-time tickers here. So Futu this morning is up 6.3, 637,000 shares traded. So just gapping up above a nice area of resistance. Actually, it doesn't look that bad on the daily. Peter, if there's any news behind it, maybe today could be the day where we trade this thing here.
I mean, maybe. I don't really see any news. I'm not sure what's happening. I mean, the Chinese stocks are all getting a little bit of movement this morning, but I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't have any news. Not sure.
Yeah. Habit Telem is saying, are they muted? I cannot hear any traders. Yes, we are all muted. We're just here meditating before we start the trading day. No, check your audio. So if somebody could type to her that it's her, it's not us, it's her or him. Okay, let's take a look here. What else?
Say
Yeah, so I'm saying I actually want to type it to her if they can. Ben says lip reading traders. That would be awesome. All right, let's go down the list, guys. I'm gonna hop around. I want to get to some stuff here. So we have Coin on the list here. Coin has been moving pretty well. We've seen an increase in volume on this one, Peter, based on news. Yesterday they had just an incredible day. If you look here at the pre-market, at the intraday action from yesterday, it was just beautiful, man. It really just popped up, kept going, and this is coming off after a couple of really nice days. We had one not so long ago last week here. This was it Friday? I want to say Friday, and then since then, it's been moving higher and higher. And then today in the pre-market, we are up 4.5. So this thing is just rocking. Look at that volume, 1.5 million shares traded. Boy, oh boy, Peter, this is nice.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of the ones I was talking about a minute ago that was moving so well this week. And I'll admit, yesterday I was not a believer. I didn't think this was going to be in play, but good that others stuck to their guns and were watching it and got some great trades off of it. It moved really well. So some good trading opportunities. And if you caught that, that's good. Good for you.
Yeah. Will be on my list today. We'll see if we can find some opportunities here. It is just trading very awesome, so I am going to add it on the list here. Coin, and there you go. So, all right, let's see. How about the other ones? This is just their individual news, right? I mean, although I see Mara doing some stuff this morning, up 2.1, 780 almost. Let's take a look at the other ones. Is Riot. Yeah, they're all slightly up this morning overall. I mean, Coin is obviously doing its own thing, but there's some action there if you like. I don't like it as much to put it on my list, so I'll leave it alone. But there are some things happening there as far as overall stuff. Go ahead, Peter. What you got? This is like the teacher's classroom, right? Like if somebody has a candy or they pull off something, they got to read the note for the entire class. This is like that. You're laughing. We got to read it for the entire class now, right? What you got?
I just realized what Jared was posting here that I can't hold all the limes. Anyways, yeah, there were a bunch of tickers that were moving that as Jared listed here that was great.
I'm not in my chat. I'm not in the chat. I got to.
Oh, you're not in the chat. Oh, wow.
No, you know what? It's too many clicks, and I have to do it twice. So I do it on your machine here to stream, and then here's like 7 clicks to get in the chat room. We got to fix this. This is too much. I counted it. It is 7 clicks, and there's a way to do that better, I think. But all right, let's take a look here. Oh, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Somebody's got to teach me to do it better. But I am doing 7 clicks, 6 to get in the chat room. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look. What else we have? The rest are stuff that I'm not too fond of. Bull. What is Bull? Bull. bullish type thing here. No, doesn't look great. Doesn't look great at all. So we'll leave that one alone. SBET. I gotta look at SBET every time because it reminds me of your situation here. But SBET is pretty crappy right now. Up 4.5. I don't see anything else really happening there with SBET. All right, Peter. We'll hop over to you, man. There's a lot on here. But again, I don't think a lot of these tickers are on the trading terminal gappers list. I'm probably not gonna be watching, man. Just because of Nvidia, Tesla, AMD. I mean, we're going to go, like you mentioned, these usual suspects have been giving us so many great opportunities. So I'm going to go to that list first and see what we can get off of that. But we'll go to you before we go to the gap down list. Anything you like this morning?
Well, you just mentioned three of them: AMD, Tesla, and Nvidia. Of course, they're sort of always on the list. Yesterday, we also had CRCL, which is one that relatively new IPO. I mean, I guess we can still call it new. How long is it? Sort of before the honeymoon's over, and it's just a regular trading stock. I mean, it's been out for almost a month now, almost a month of trading. So we're getting close to, just being used to it. But I mean, it's been moving great. So can't argue with that. Coin that you already talked about, and what else? Hood. People were trading Robinhood yesterday. It's gapping up about 4% today. I mean, Robinhood had some good moves off the open. Great drop yesterday afternoon, and some move downward if you're able to catch that. Oh, sorry. I mean, towards the close, it had an interesting move. Yesterday, it was sort of gapping up most of the day and just moving well and steady. Are you changing charts or am I just not seeing it? Anyways,
Oh, no, no.
we're just
What's the
on
ticker?
Susan.
What's the ticker? Sorry.
Hood, Robin Hood.
Yep, got distracted here with Francis in our chat room, man. The guy is joined the community and he's back. I haven't seen him in a while, and I've been following him on IG. He's posting all these great videos of his travels, and you just commented on him. We're happy he's part of the community. He's in chat room. That's why I don't see him on YouTube anymore as much. So welcome, man. Welcome. Go ahead, Peter.
So yeah, Hood is another one that was trading well yesterday. And then, again, you can you got to scan through, I think, the Magnificent Seven because you never know which ones are going to move. Apple had some interesting moves. Didn't quite make the cut for tradable opportunities for me, unfortunately. But Microsoft had a great move into the close that I was able to trade. I know during the day people were watching Amazon, Google, and Meta. So, like the whole gang of them, PLTR, can't forget about PLTR. It did a little fake out at the open before moving higher for most of the day. So, they're all in play. It seems to be a good week for all of these offerings.
Yeah, I agree. Look, man, you
Uh,
just mentioned POTR, and I brought that
yeah.
up, and that's a nice pre-market activity. Uh, Amazing daily. Yeah, it will be on my list. I'm gonna add it right now.
Well, I know it's one of your favorites, and you were trading it yesterday. We called it, by the way. We're trading live. We looked at it
Yeah.
and said, "Oh, Carlos is trading this for sure." And sure enough, you were.
It's funny how you start realizing how people trade. Like I do that with Andrew a lot, right? I watch them trade so much. Well, we both have, and we'll look over. We'll be watching our trades and say, okay, Andrew probably in on this trade. I look over, yeah, he's in, because we know how he trades already. Same thing, like with both of us. So it's interesting how that works. You hang around with someone so much, you start picking up on what they are probably likely to do. But yeah, POTR is awesome. What else you got, Peter?
On the upside, that's about it. I got a couple that are gapping down that are earners, but we'll go to the gap down list first. See if we
All right,
pick them up.
awesome. Awesome. All right, let's take a look here at our gap down list. Not a whole lot there, but our people have some earnings to go over as well. QXO is the first one on deck, and if we take a look at this one, we're down 7.5, 2.1 million shares traded. It doesn't look great. I believe we've seen this one before, but it doesn't look great. Pre-market activity is okay. Even the daily looks a little bit all over the place. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this deserves a spot on even the secondary list. I'm going to skip on it. Peter, anything to add on this one?
Yeah, QXO. So there is so they got a downgrade this morning, but the reason they got the downgrade is that there's a rumor of takeover out there. That they could be taken over, and if so, they're thinking that somebody's going to try and buy it cheap. Sorry, QXO is act. Oh, I got that wrong. Sorry, it's the other way around. I thought GMS was taking over QXO. QXO has made an unsolicited proposal to buy GMS. That makes more sense. So it's a $5 billion offer and they're offering $95.20 a share. So there you go. So this is why that makes more sense because usually the acquirer sees their price drop, right? Because that would just be, they bear all the risk when you acquire a company. It might be good for them long term, but in the short term, it usually has a market impact. So this analyst who downgraded them thinks it's not necessarily going to be a great deal for them and that they're offering too much. So that's why QXO is moving this morning.
Yeah, yeah. So there it is. I just think I'll find something better to look at this morning. ASTS, this is one that makes a lot of noise. Like I know we've been watching it in the past. A lot of you guys have been mentioning it as well today. You got a little bit of action. 1.6 million shares traded down 6.4. And look at this daily. See, I know you've been watching it because it has levels, so we must have watched it around this 35, 32 area. And it's been, wow, it's been doing something good in June. June has been well for this ticker, Peter. I mean, starting out around 26, 24, up to 54. And today's pre-market action does look very interesting. This could be fun today.
Well, yeah, I mean, and look, the analysts and reporters are not afraid to launch the dad jokes. I'm two headlines here: AST Space Mobile. Signal strengthens as the stock nears orbit. I mean, they got two dad jokes in there, so I got to give them credit for that. And this other one, ASTS takes off and hits the stratosphere. So they're using all the space dad jokes here. ASTS has been on a run. It's been on tear. Again, not one that we've been actively watching, but it's been on our list like off and on for weeks now. So, and clearly you can see that stock price for the entire month of June has just been, it has been going crazy, more than doubled here to hit a high of $53 yesterday, sitting now just under 50. So, yeah, and the volume has increased as well. You can see bigger volume than we've had. So, Carlos, I don't know what to do with it. I mean, I guess might be worth watching just in case, has more good days. But I feel like I probably should have been watching it earlier. But there have been just a lot of good stuff to
Yeah,
watch.
yeah, there has. So we had like a 1 or 2 days where we struggled to get a list, but we found something to trade that actually turned out good. So ASTS,
Yeah.
I'll put it on the secondary list. This could be a good one if we want to sell off today a little bit. So I'm interested in that. Pre-market action does look great as far as the movement, but you got to be careful. If you look at some of these ranges, this is moving. You don't need to take a lot of shares. I mean, I'm seeing some cans are like $2 in this thing, so on a 5 minute. So again, you don't have to go crazy with the number of shares on this one. For a $50 stock, that is quite a lot. All right, and let's see what else we have. Oh, here's a good one, FedEx. This must be one of your earnings play, Peter.
Correct. So FedEx actually beat their numbers. They didn't have a bad quarter, but it's their guidance. They cited still concerns and uncertainty with the tariffs as to what that's going to mean for shipping and cross-border products. As such, they have lowered their guidance for the full year, which is what's dragging them down. FedEx, I watch it every quarter. It's not typically one that moves all that well, just because it doesn't get enough volume and enough consistent price action. This gap this morning is interesting, but so far, volume's really low, less than or just over 500,000 shares. So it is a nicey stock I'm noticing here. So trading on the New York Stock Exchange, you do have to wait for the open to see what's going to happen. I don't know, secondary list at best if you like it. Right now, it's very quiet.
Yeah, it actually is very quiet. Only 553,000 shares traded, down 4.7. Again, that's typical FedEx, especially sitting on the New York Stock Exchange. We really got to wait for the market open to see how the volume is going to come in. I'd like to see how it's doing just to see how things are going here. I'll put it in a secondary, but the likelihood of us trading is not high at all. Another one on here, IN. So EYEN. This morning we are down 2.8, 1.1 million shares traded. Here's the daily. It's been all over the place, as low as $2, as high as 11 this morning, at least 1087, and then back down to 877. Peter, what's going on?
We saw this once last week. It had been on our list.
Yeah.
I think it was last week. It must have been probably the 17th. You can see there that big day when it was moving because I don't remember it yesterday. But anyways, Inovia. I don't know. I mean, they've got a co-branded product that they're looking to launch. I don't know. I mean, after the move up that it made, it's probably just a pullback day here. Sort of second day play. Doesn't feel like it's all that exciting to me. Not a lot of analysts are covering it, so it's tough to get news.
Yeah. Not sure what to do with this one, so I'll leave it off for now. If you guys are watching, if you like it, and if you see something great, always call it out to us. We'll take a look. Here's NVO. So NVO, we know that the issue they had with HIMS, right, or the HIMS issue that NVO called out, and today they're down 2.1, 414,000 shares traded. I think the fund might be over though. I don't think it's going to trade as well as it did that first initial day. No, they normally don't trail that well, so we might not get a whole lot out of it. But they're down 2.1 this morning, Peter. We know the main news that happened with HIMS. Anything new spilling over that situation, which seems to be a
Well,
little bit interesting?
yeah, well, that's, I mean, I guess what's interesting is that there has been no news since. So they announced that they were terminating their partnership. We talked about that. And then we've heard nothing since, nothing from them and nothing from HIMS. So I'm not sure what that means.
Did you
But
do that on purpose? Nothing from them and nothing from him. That was good.
no, I
Oh,
didn't
that was
actually.
great. That was great. Okay, I
I'm a
like it.
poet
Go
and didn't
ahead.
even know it.
Yeah,
All
there you
right.
go.
So yeah, it's been quiet, which means the trading's been relatively quiet.
Yeah. All right. I just don't think they're gonna trail that well. Now Hims though, let's take a look because I think this was interesting yesterday as well. So Hims right now 900 almost 1 million shares traded. Yesterday, yeah, you did get an initial pop, but
Uh,
then it got messy. Oh,
yeah,
this is
it
not
was
great.
not. It was ugly
Yeah, no,
yesterday.
it was ugly. It was ugly. All right, so yeah, I think these are just gonna go back to the regular trading. Although Hims, without saying nothing, they're trying to climb higher here, so that could be, maybe an overreaction on this stock. I like Hims. I like Hims. They treated us well on the drop here. I'm gonna put them on our secondary for now because I think there could be something here if some news comes out, one denying this claim, which I'm surprised it's taking so long, or if just for some reason this was an overreaction, we start moving higher. Who knows? All right.
It might
Yeah,
be it might be just a very shrewd strategy from hims and hers here, just to totally ignore it, right? I
yeah,
mean, you're not going to gain anything by setting out the denial. That's the normal response that companies have to sort of defend themselves, but it doesn't always help on the stock price. And I don't know what the situation is behind the scenes, right? Whether it's valid or not, it doesn't matter. If NVO, if Novo Nordisk had the right to terminate the contract, then they have the right to terminate the contract, whether you like that or not. So again, I'm thinking that it might actually be just shrewd strategy to, take the yeah, whatever type stance
yeah.
and just say, I'm not gonna comment to it. I'm gonna totally ignore
And
you.
you know what? The less
Nothing hurts
attention you
more
give
than
it to
apathy.
it, yeah, the less attention to give it to it, the easiest and fastest it goes away. So this could be their move here. We'll see. Um,
Uh,
all right, let's yeah, I like them. We're gonna put it on the list today and see what takes place there. And I think that's about it. That covers our gap up, our gap down list. Peter, any other ones that we haven't talked about yet that you like this morning?
I mean, I don't love it, but the only other one that had earnings that I was tracking was General Mills, GIS. General Mills, not something we normally trade, but they did have earnings this morning. Slightly missed on revenue, slightly beat on bottom line earnings. This is essentially like a commodity, play. The packaged foods, right? We all know General Mills for your cardboardy breakfast cereals that I love to eat, by the way, right? I mean, it's funny. I was like listen to like Europeans that like make fun of American cereal, and they're like they taste awful, and sometimes I eat it. I'm like it does taste like cardboard, but I still eat it. Anyways, um, they uh they did issue a slight warning on sales, saying that sales may fall as they feel that there are shifting habits in actually breakfast cereals very specifically and some of their other high cost products. So but they haven't actually changed their guidance. So the market is treating them fairly lightly so far, with only, they're only down about 3%. But again, on light volume. NYSE stock once again. So yeah, the real action will start after the opening bell and whenever the volume comes in. But probably not a great tradable, opportunity.
Yeah, yep, 100%. Not looking all that good there. All right, guys. So that covers the gap up and gap down list. Let's take a look at what you guys like this morning. Peter, unless anything else as far as gapping down or just overall stuff that you like before I go to the chat?
I mean, nothing that we haven't already talked about. I think today I'm feeling all the regulars. So we already talked through all of those, right? Whether it's the Magnificent Seven or PLTR, some of the stuff that came up yesterday, right? CRCL, the people are trading, or Coin. They also look good so far this morning. I haven't really run across anything unique that we haven't talked about that really makes my list. I did take a look at crypto. Just to see what was happening with the crypto space, and I came up with not much, meaning not much is happening. Bitcoin is still holding a nice solid price here. It hasn't gone crazy, but at least it's up over the 100,005 mark, right? That it had dipped below on over the weekend, but it still hasn't done the breakout. So all in all, I think that sector's quiet. Remember some of the other hot areas we were watching? All the drone companies, right? Those were like flash in the pan, right? Here and gone quickly. Nuclear had a little more nuclear. Sorry, everybody. Nuclear.
Nucleus.
Anyway, whatever. OKLO was the foremost of those. Still trading well. Had some interesting moves yesterday, but it was like up and down. I don't know. I found it sort of hard to predict what it was going to do, but it's still in play if you like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Quantum. How about another hot sector, right? Quantum been pretty quiet. We said we were going to look at a couple. I did watch QUBT yesterday. Did not do much of anything. QBTS was fairly ugly, so yeah, it was the trading was not in those hot sectors yesterday. It was in very specific offerings, like I keep saying though, that moved really well.
Yeah, agreed. All right, friends, let's get those tickers out there, and I'm gonna pick some off here so we can start looking at them. We'll start with our chat room and then YouTube as well. Sean on YouTube is saying 558 people watching, but only 100 likes. Yikes. Yeah, man. You know what? Our motivation doesn't come from the likes, because if it did, we wouldn't be as happy as me and Peter are. So, but yeah, hit those likes. I mean, they don't do nothing for me and Peter, but they do something for the show and the community, and that's what it's about, right? So if you want to give back for us being live here, that is the best way you can do that. Slam that thumbs up, and we appreciate it very much. All right, let's take a look. Let's start here with the chat room. I want to see what you guys like this morning, and I'm going to. What you got, Peter? What you found?
Oh no! My alarm. My many alarms. I just had a notification that I'm live trading with Peak Capital today.
You are nice. Nice.
I didn't. Well, I better check. I gotta check the schedule and make sure. But I put it in my calendar. So.
Yeah, we traded live yesterday, man. We had a really nice day, and it's nice group, small group. They can ask questions. We can go back and forth because we do it in a Google meeting, so it's very interactive with the P Capital team. So yeah, it's gonna be should be fun. All right, let's take a look here. So starting in go ahead, Peter.
Wait, are you live trading this morning? No, with P Capital again?
No, I think the schedule is kind of funky because they have me twice this week, and I know that's not the case.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I had in my calendar that was me, but on their website it says that you were doing it. So okay, I guess I'll be jumping in there. Thor is? Oh, Megan says Thor is. All right.
We'll get our act together here.
Anyways,
we'll get it. We'll figure it out. Yeah. All right. So Thor is okay. I thought Thor was Thursdays.
Thor, are you live trading today? If you're here with P Capital, I just don't want to leave those people.
Yeah, because we're coming up on time. Yeah.
Okay. Thor's got it. All right, Carlos. Then you and
I,
we get to stick with YouTube here. I'm hoping that we're going to get a lot of fun trades here. I'm looking forward. Good morning,
man. I hope so too, and I hope I get my performance right now is a fumble. You know how you come in, Peter, and you're on point. Today I'm still getting the pre-market stuff done, but I feel like it's struggling to just kind of be smooth. Or don't you have those days, right? Like you do this every day, and some days you just flow through it. Today's like, okay, what's next? Oh, this is next. Oh, I gotta change the chart for Peter. I gotta say good morning to people. It's like it's not flowing today. It's like I'm fumbling the ball a little bit here in some of these plays, but we're still having a great time no matter what. All right. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at what you guys like this morning over on YouTube. MU dropping. I know MU has earnings coming up. When is that? When is it later in the week? I saw it in the schedule quickly, but can't remember the exact date. MU here. Well, yeah, it's got a little drop. The daily has been doing very well. A little drop here right now. Is that across the board? Nope, not
After
really.
the close today, Carlos.
Oh, they do. Okay.
4
So they
o'clock.
Yeah,
Looks like.
I mean, MU is not like an Nvidia or AMD where when they have their earnings, they still can be in play. This one might not be, but we have space. We could watch it. I'll put it on a secondary.
Uh,
I'll
it
do
was one
that.
that people were trading in yesterday. It
Yeah,
was definitely having some interesting moves yesterday. Again, not good enough for me to jump into it, but it was good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like it as far as secondary goes. I like the move we're getting here now. Continues to drop. I thought it was going to bounce back, and I was going to say, okay, maybe it's just nothing, but it's continuing here, 125.80 now. So let's see what takes place there. We'll keep it on a secondary for now. And BBAI. This is the lower price stock. We've seen it before. Wow, look at this! Look at this breakout we're getting here. Good day yesterday. Typically not something we look at, but they seem to have something going on here. 12 million shares traded, up 7.8. I don't know the news because we haven't looked it up, but I would like to see what's going on here. Let's look at BBAI. Thank you for that one. Pierre, I don't have the float handy. What's the float on this thing? Is it low float, or do we have something decent on this one?
On Big Bear has, yeah, it's a big float, 280 million shares. So,
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that. We'll definitely put it on the list here. I
uh,
like the pre-market today. Well, how did it do yesterday? Yesterday traded well. This is not normal trading for them, Peter. This is not usually how they trade. So I don't know if we're going to get another great day like this one on this ticker. What's your thoughts?
well, I mean, they did have some news, so it could keep them in place. ServiceNow sort of was talking about the growth of their AI adoption within the field, and Big Bear is one of the partners they use for AI. So that's sort of secondary news, I guess, for them. So they're jumping up on the news that ServiceNow's business is expanding. That being said, both ServiceNow and Big Bear have a lot of competition because everybody and their dog wants to be an AI, right? And has an AI tool and tool set and support function. So and like Carlos, you and I were talking about this last week. Look, Big Bear AI is actually an AI firm, but there are so many things that people are calling AI that really are not. Like it's not really AI. Like you fill out a form online and they're like, use our AI engine. It's not an AI engine. Come on. It's you know. Anyways,
Yeah,
but hey, it's cool to call it AI, so that's
it's
what everybody's
marketing.
doing.
It's
Yeah.
marketing for for the regular person that's not involved, who doesn't really pay attention. Oh yeah, the new AI system they've been using for
Yeah.
10 years. So it works. Good marketing. Um, all right, let's see what else, friends, over on our chat, and then we'll go to YouTube real quick, pick up a few. I like Google, says Rogelio. This is Rogelio from our my P Capital group. Is that the same Rogelio? He has some really nice trades yesterday. But Google this morning, we are somewhat flat, 402,000 shares traded right now. Again, you have to wait for the market up. I think this is just kind of sitting here and see what the overall sentiment is going to be when that bell rings. So I won't dismiss it, but I won't add it to my list either. And it's personally not one of my favorites tickers to look at when it comes to the Max 7, right? I'll have to find some other ones like Nvidia I like a little bit better, and Tesla, of course. We haven't spoken about Tesla, by the way. Nobody has mentioned it. At least I missed it. But I'm going to have Tesla on my list. 2.6 million shares traded. Yesterday, a bit of a sell-off. Was this on the May numbers, right? The numbers release, the sales for May were coming off weak in Europe. I saw some headlines like that this morning. So I'm not sure when that was released. But I'll be watching Tesla as well. I'm going to put it here on the front and center list. And I think I'm going to end it off with Nvidia. I think that's going to be the list for me. All right, Reddit. All right, we'll do two more because I know we didn't give you guys enough time to throw some tickers at us. So let's look at Reddit here. I do like this ticker, but it's not the easiest one to trade. I mean, I love their daily. I love what they've done here since the IPO. It's just the movement up to 230, down to 98, 77, 80, back to 148. I mean, this is wild. But as far as day trading, I it's very difficult to day trade, so I usually just keep it off the list. The volume is just not that great throughout the entire day, right? So they got great movement here, but the volume is a little bit on the lower side, and for a price sitting at 140 at plus, that can be a little tough as far as identifying opportunities. So I'm gonna keep that off the list for now. Two more from YouTube. Hood. You know what we mentioned earlier that Peter mentioned it earlier. I didn't actually look at it closely, but here we're up 1.9 million shares traded. Peter, when you mentioned it, was it behind any news? I know you talked about it slightly earlier today.
I mean, not really. There's a couple analysts that were speaking bullishly about the prospects behind Hood, but yeah, it seemed like it just started taking off yesterday. I mean, I yeah, not really on any news.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing
So
significant, anyways.
where's my? Okay, I see what happened. All right, so yeah, yesterday, somewhat of a nice day here. Today's trying to do the same thing, at 4%, 1.9. Might be worth sitting on a secondary, right? So looks interesting at least, and we'll see what we can get out of it. All right, guys, I got plenty. Kathy Woodbutt Hoods, is that what it is? Okay. I got plenty on this list, and I'm sure we're going to find some other ones too that we're going to like and we can possibly add. But I'll stick with this one right now. Let's head over to our website, barebootraders.com. If you click on webinars, you can scroll on down on this beautiful, hot, humid, sticky Wednesday, and you can see what's going on for today.
All right, guys, it is Wednesday. We often like to call it Wisdom Wednesday. And on this Wednesday at the Bearable Trading Community, we focus on our psychology. And we've got a couple of psychology webinars that can help you out with that today. The main one being Randy Howell's presentation is going to be happening at 8 p.m. tonight, talking about how you master your urges. And one of the biggest urges we have is to over trade. Now, not everybody's an over trader. I'm actually an under trader, but most people are over traders. So how do you do that? How do you manage that so that you take the right trades and avoid getting yourself into trouble when you should not be in the market? He's going to talk about that and how you help manage that situation. If you're an elite member, you can attend that webinar at 8 p.m. Over the course of the day for our elite members, we do have one session actually. Avi's still on vacation. So Dr. Vanessa Charlin, she's going to be with us at noon. Live trading. She's a very active trader. She's going to talk about futures and how you can take advantage of that. So that's happening at noon in the webinar room for our elite members, if I can spit it out. If you want to join us at Bearable Traders and become one of those elite members, then you go to bearabletraders.com and you can get all the information on our different membership options from the intro right to the elite annual. The intro, by the way, if you're listening right now, you can get that for a discounted rate. It's normally $39. You can get it for only $19. Check the comments in YouTube, and in there, our team will post you the link you can use to get that $19 deal. It gives you the 1 week access. After that, help you make a decision whether this is the right community for you, and you can join over the long term. All right, so check it out, take a look, and keep on trading. Let's set some levels, Carlos. We'll get our moderators, give them a chance to get their lists in, and then we'll let you know what they're looking at.
Yep, absolutely, friends. Wow, look at coin. Continues to make new high. We'll start there. And this morning, there we go. This morning, they're just rocking. So here it is. High of the pre-market, 364.86. We'll move to the left here. I know they've been pretty high. I just don't know if they've been all-time highs, but I know there was one point where these guys were just tearing the roof off. Actually all-time high sitting on the same day they IPO'd on 429.11ish or so. So we'll mark that there. But they pushed through every other spike that we had here. I'm looking at a weekly here and here. We're just coming up on this spike here. Let's zoom in here and see what we have. We do have a level right there at 368.95. Technically, this would be considered a good one, but this is all-time high. We know with IPO, something could do some crazy stuff. So 429, but we're hitting a nice area there on the charts as well. So again, doing pretty good off the daily. If we go back here, let's get some tighter levels towards the bottom. You actually do have everything set, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. I don't really think you need to add anything else on this one. I think it's pretty set for you, and it's looking pretty nice this morning with that pre-market action. POTR are good buddy. It's just stuck between this range, right? 142 and a 138-ish. Recall a few times it did dip lower, and then it made its way back into that 138 range. Yeah, today we're breaking out of that. We're breaking out of this resistance area. We did a little bit yesterday, but today we're looking to continue that. So high of the pre-market this morning, 144. 144.74 towards the bottom. I mean, if you don't need to add anything, I don't know how you can fit it. Everything is here for your previous day close, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. I mean, you got everything covered. Actually, I correct myself. There's one level here that's not covered that I would like to have. This 140.38. Actually a good one too. You can see a lot of days slamming into that. You definitely want to have that in place there. Let's go to the left. We are wow, this stock is awesome. Look at this thing. Are we all-time highs? Yeah, we are. Of course we are. Wow, that is amazing. All right, there it is, POTR. Nothing above that pre-market high. That is your all-time highs unless we have something in the off hours there. Let's take a look at BBAI. BBAI. I'm going to have, normally I don't watch this stock, but we'll see what it does today. It's got a lot of volume, 14 million shares traded, so there's a lot of movement here. And I'm going to head over to the left. 568 is the high of the pre-market. Wow, we have been as high as 1050 on this thing. I'm not saying that's going to happen today, but it has the potential. So minor level 613, we'll slam one there. Also over at 674, you can put one there as well, just in case. 755, another area. This one has a lot of great levels here. Towards the bottom, in case we do push lower, 474. We have shares for short on this thing. Yeah, 5.8 million. So that is good. This is going to be a good stock today, Peter. We're gonna have this front and center. It looks very, very nice. All the signals are looking good on this one. Next is Tesla. So Tesla here, friends. Again, it's a bit of a sell-off on yesterday after a beautiful rally here. High of the pre-market 344.70. Between that, there is an area you want to have down 350, 349.20 is there, and then you also have towards the bottom another level here at 334.26. Once you do that, you're covering all the missing pieces that are between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. All the areas where you see a lot of great levels, that's 350, 349.20 and 334.26. Once you do that, you're set. Your low of your pre-market is pretty much slamming into the previous day close, off by like 20 cents. So don't got to worry too much about that. The previous day close is going to be the level you want to have down there. Nvidia is putting in a beautiful pre-market activity. You can see that here. 6 million shares traded, 6.9 million shares traded. High of the pre-market 149.85, looks great. And then towards the bottom, we finally yesterday broke out of this range. It's 145-ish, 46 range we've been stuck in for some time. We saw a lot of action around that, finally pushing through that, and it looks to maybe continue that today. Let's go to the left here and see some levels above that. Don't have many because this is our all-time high area here, and only a couple of levels above that, right? So we do have 152.91 is the best one. It's the only one actually up here off the daily, because we're sitting right above this area of resistance that we previously had. So yeah, Nvidia's looking good as it looks to make new highs here and continue pushing. So okay, that is our list, Peter. What are our friends watching today?
Yes. All right. Let me get back to this. I got like air conditioner repair guys crawling around here trying to figure out why it's so freaking hot. Okay. Lenny's trading AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, FedEx, Reddit, RDDT, Coin, and Hood. Jared's going to be watching QS. Wow, not one that we looked at. Coin, CRCL, AMD, and ASTS. Thor's watching his futures contracts. So, and of course the markets overall. Megan's going to be focusing on Hood and Tesla. Mike is going to be watching Amazon, Coin, and of course the scanners. Phil's going to be watching Amazon, Nvidia, Riot, and PLTR. Andrew's in with his list. He's going to be watching Coin, Tesla, Nvidia, AMD. And he's saying, congratulations on the all-time high for the Qs. So is it an all-time high? I didn't even look at that. Look at that. I guess it is. All right, cool. I'm going to be watching. I got a big list today, actually, because there's just so much to keep an eye on. Tesla, NVIDIA, PLTR, AMD, Circle, Hood, Coin, FedEx. Like, it's just too many things. Plus, we got some IPOs. So we'll see. We're all looking for the next Circle IPO, right? Because that one went so well. But we can't assume it's going to happen, but we can always hope. Brian is going to be watching Nvidia, Tesla, AMD, OKLO, CRCL, and of course the market indexes. Eamon has got potential longs lined up for Oracle and AMD, and Brendan is going to be watching Nvidia, AMD, CRCL, and Coin. As always, you've got Carlos's list at the bottom of the screen. Gives you an idea of the types of things you could put on your list. Whatever you're focusing on, you just trade smart. The opportunities have been there. Just a little bit of patience, and you can, you can find a great trade. So let's all do that. Let's all be patient, and we will find our setups and our opportunities when they present. We got about 7.5 minutes to the market open. We're going to get Brian and Andrew all queued up here, ready to go live in the chat room, while Carlos and I continue with you guys on Facebook. What the hell am I talking about? On YouTube. That place where the videos go to live. What is happening? You can tell I'm distracted, man. It's hot. I want to know.
No, you Peter, you look hot. I could tell.
I wore this shirt too because it's like the lightest t-shirt I could find. This is like, I got this thing in high school. This is like a high school t-shirt. Anyway.
Yeah, man. So. It's not fun. It's not fun. All right, friends, we're gonna disconnect from. Actually, we'll give it a little bit once Andrew comes on. We'll disconnect from chat, but we'll be.
He says I need a fan. Can you see? I've got like the little stack fan thing here. Can you see that behind me there?
Yeah.
It's running. It's blowing on my back. Air. Well, just when air moves, it feels cooler. So hopefully that's it's helping.
Yep.
All right.
All right, I see Andrew on and ready to go, so we're going to hop off here, guys. Have a great trading day. And Jeremiah, that's good. That's good, like that.
It's like we're already kicked out of the room, so.
Yep.
It's just us on YouTube.
No, I don't think so. I think we're still there, but I just turned it off. Let me mute Andrew and... okay. I think we're good now. All right, what else? I think we are okay. Perfect. All right, let's get our stuff ready here. Man, I am not in the flow today. It's just one of those days. Just not smooth. Not smooth. Yeah, you have those days, right? It's just
not smooth.
It's not flowing. Not flowing.
All right, let's see. I've got so many things on my list. Where do I put them all? We've got Hood. We've got to put up here. We've got. Why does that say good? I want Hood. There's my 5-minute warning. All right. CRCL, FedEx. CRCL's on here. Hood, I already have. I'm gonna put FedEx down here. What else? Coin. People are watching Coin. Maybe I should put Coin down here. So many things, Carlos. It's gonna be a busy day.
Yep.
All right, I gotta go see what's happening with the my air conditioning repair. I am going to be right back, everybody. Stay tuned.
Right.
Actually, where do I? All right, I'll be right back.
Yep. All right, friends. Let's take a look here. What do we like? Sorry, guys. I'm just so distracted today. Okay. All right. Let's focus in. How was my day yesterday? Great, man. AMD. We had a trade on AMD. Got a partial. Then it didn't. Got two partials. Then it didn't run. And then we had PLTR was the big winner for us yesterday, man. We didn't catch the entire move. We got a great move, but we didn't catch the whole move after 10, after the announcement, 10 a.m. It traded even much better, so I didn't catch that. But great day, man. Great day. But I did miss trading with you guys, right? I get used to the routine, so I did miss being on YouTube. I was watching your comments, though, as I was trading with the P Capital Group. I was able to look at the comments. I have my window up here, which is this one right over here. So I was able to see the comments and kind of keep up a little bit what's happening with you guys there. So hopefully you guys had a great day. Hopefully everything was good with you all. And yeah. Leave the chat to get your game face on. Pig Wrestler, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope you're well. You changed your icon again, right? I could tell. Oh, because I was not it. You just got to tie the name to the icon. And when people change, I can tell. At least the people that are very active. So I see that you did that. Joey, good morning. Ravi, good luck to you as well, my friend. Excellent. Corey, good morning to you. Good. Yeah, Ben, don't get him started. Excellent. Jose, yeah, we're ready to go, man. 3 minutes to the market open, ready to rock and roll. Melanie, good to see you. Girls are done with summer school, so done with school, so summer is on. Nice. My 2 young ones are done, and the older one is gonna be done. I think Thursday's half a day tomorrow. Andrew's always live trading, 100%. He's always live trading. In our chat room, you can see him live trading right now. So he's there. He's always live. And he's got his list ready to go. So yeah, he's there. What's up with Amazon yesterday? Let's take a look. Amazon, or today. Yesterday, what did it do yesterday? I don't see much out of it. What did you see yesterday? You guys saw the the headline. Venice not kicked them out, but they the protesters did not want Jeff Bezos to get married in Venice, which is just the most ridiculous thing, right? So they don't want him to get married there, so they protested, so they moved the wedding to a different venue. But who are these people hurting? Like, who are you hurting when you do that? Do you know the amount of money that was going to come into your community, to the people that work there? Like, who are you hurting? You think you're hurting him by moving it over? Like, explain to me your thought process. That could have been your uncles, your nephews, your sons getting a big tip and payday because this big event is coming over, a bunch of millionaire stars. Like, what are you hurting? I don't understand. People don't, some brain cells, not everybody has good brain cells. I truly believe that. There's some brain cells that are not all together. And it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, you think you hurt him by him moving somewhere else now? It doesn't make sense. All right, 30 seconds, friends. We'll get rocking and rolling. Oh, yeah, you can't shut down the whole city. That's ridiculous. Yeah, if you're trying to do that, shut down the city, that's not okay. But if you're paying and you're taking care of everybody, then okay. It's one day, you know. Let the man splurge his money onto your peoples and then protest that it wasn't fun. But take the money first, then protest. All right, rock and roll, guys. 10 seconds. Again, for me, it's no rush. I'm waiting to see where the action is going to be. I don't trade within the first 3 minutes, so to me, it's just
opening
takes
bell.
Away the pressure there. Yeah, ding, 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 ding. You made it right on time, Peter.
Made it back.
On time. Yep.
All right, just keeping an eye on things, seeing what's moving. All right, there we go. I could hear you, Carlos.
I'm sorry, say again, Peter?
Oh, I was just making sure I could hear you.
Yeah. Yep.
We've got Nvidia moving up and Tesla moving down right now.
Look at the SPY, man. SPY is ready to rock. All right, let's get our 1 minute. Let's get our 5 minute and see where the action is.
Okay. Qs are at all-time highs. Look at that. I can't believe the market's at all-time highs. This market is just irrepressible.
It's so good, man. It is so good. What is this BBI?
Right, let's get a pop-up. Come on, Tesla. No, Tesla, wrong way. No. Oh, dang it. What a move down on Tesla. I was hoping to get a pullback on Tesla so I could take it short, but no, it just went. It was looking weak, and it gave an opportunity. It held at the 342 for just long enough that I could have taken the entry, but I missed it. What's the mantra, people? Take the damn trade. But admittedly, it didn't meet my criteria. right? It was. I was waiting for the pullback. That's normally what I look for. Just unfortunately today, it just didn't give it. So, but
Yeah.
look at that beautiful move. Meanwhile, Nvidia's going the other way. CRCL also popping up here.
Oh, well, yeah. Nobody mentioned CRCL. The stock is wild. See what is what's going on here.
Right.
Mm.
Getting close to Carlos's go time.
Yeah, yep. It is. It is. All right, let's see what we got going on here, friends. POTR, coin, Tesla. How about AMD? We didn't look at AMD today. Yes, Andrew
Look at the
is
top.
long coin. Yes.
Yeah, look at all the orders stacked at $150. I see like over 2.5 million shares sitting there on the active ask. So
For what ticker?
there's a big wall on Nvidia.
Nvidia. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I see that. Okay, checking to see what we can find. Nvidia does look interesting above this 149.85.
Well, here it goes. It's going for what? Sorry,
are you seeing the ask?
I know. That's what I said. There's 2.5 million shares sitting there.
Jeez.
So it's a big wall. You don't see
Wow.
this very often, where there's such a big advertised wall. If it breaks through, it's going to pop hard, but it could also reject hard. So
Wow, I never seen anything that big in a long time.
Yeah, that's a big.
That's aggressive. There it
Let's
is.
see, it's right at
Saw
150. Here we go.
Yep.
There you go. There's the pop. Look at that. As expected, 40 cents.
Ooh, man.
Right through.
Did you get in on
So
that,
it
Peter?
broke that wall. No.
Wow,
I did not. That's video
that was
150.50 now. This is its chance to take over that top spot in from Microsoft.
Yeah. Wow, that was wild, man.
Darn it. Oh, I should have shorted it. I knew it. Oh my God, look at the rejection. No.
Peter, get in it.
I know. It's like a whole buck.
Oh,
Look at
man.
that. That's amazing. I did that. It's like that would have been a tough rejection, but I saw it hesitating up there when it just touched the 150.
It was fast. It was a fast play.
And then the 150.40. I was just about to hit the button, and then it just dropped, and I missed the chance.
That was fast, man.
Goodness.
That was yeah.
I'm too slow.
Who knows what your fill would have been though? The fill it would have been. I don't
That's
know. Man. That was
right.
tough. That was a tough
That's
play.
the problem.
I don't know if yeah. Oh man, a lot of action today, guys. Look at Tesla.
Wow.
As we're looking
AMD
at Tesla.
is moving. Andrew.
Drop. AMD.
Sorry, Andrew's trading AMD.
Yeah. AMD looks good. That could be a nice breakout there as well. Nvidia coming back down below that 149. Do we see a sell-off on Nvidia here? I don't want to short strong stock, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Wow, Tesla. Just
yeah,
I'm
weakness,
like so
man.
slow today. It's the heat, Carlos. It sapped my strength. I'm like slow and lethargic.
Peter, we took our eyes off the ball on Hims. I did. Oh man, look at Hims. Thanks for calling it out, guys. Wow, this is kind of what's my idea on it, but I don't see a play here at minute 3. I don't know, but this is kind of my idea. Maybe it was an overreaction on this news that we saw, right? Oh man.
So I did manage to talk to the guy who's fixing our AC. He said that the capacitor blew So,
Okay, that makes sense.
so
It
there you
shouldn't be
go.
that
So,
hot. Yeah, that's good.
so our AC was out legitimately. Wasn't us. We didn't do it. He said it happens when it gets really hot.
Yeah. MU break above the VWAP, um, but volume it doesn't look great on it. So not sure about this play. Could be a nice 5 minute ORB though if it gets going. I just don't know if it has the juice. What do we got?
On Micron? Yeah, Micron's a tough one, I find.
Yeah, it's a hard one to trade. It really is. What will be our stop? 126.50, about 30 cents. It's gotta get a hold of the VWAP though. It's gotta really get above that. It's not doing that right now. So
Uh,
no, not looking
in the
good.
chat room, Andrew's busy trading coin and AMD, so it's not
Very
afraid
nice.
to
Wow,
take
BOTR.
those. Wow, look at the rejection on CRCL. It went up, went green, and then slammed down to a new low. Oh, there's Nvidia pushing higher.
Crap, I can't chase it here. I am looking at the wrong stocks at the wrong time, guys. You took a PLTR? Oh, you look at PLTR. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I am not in sync. I feel good, but I'm not in sync with the market right now. It's just, I'm not, man. I'm not
I
not
hear
looking
you.
at the right things at the right time. And we're getting some really. I already found like 2 moves I should have been in already, and they both worked out. That's frustrating. So I got to control my FOMO here and not chase things to try to make up for that. But this move here, 5 minute ORB on PLTR, is just, I mean, textbook 5 minute ORB. You would have parsed a couple of times already into that 146.80. So, and it looks to go higher, but you can't chase it up here. At least I won't. Tesla, Nvidia, another great 5 minute ORB. Although this is a tough one because of the way this candle, the volume on that candle in the action, it's not easy to go long on that after something like that. Nvidia's gonna continue. Is gonna continue. ASTS, FedEx, HIMS pulling back a bit here. MU. You know what? I'm gonna go long MU, man. I like this setup here for a 5 minute ORB. Let's see. Our stop loss has to be 126.50 is what I called earlier. We'll keep it the same because I think if it goes below that, then your strategy is no longer in play. But I like the 5 minute chart too. Like if you look at the 5, this looks good. I mean, it looks great. Let's see if the volume can come in and we can get to 127.60 would be great. At least get a move up here. So let's see. This is gonna be a slow one though. I could tell this is gonna take a while because MU doesn't move like that, right? It's not like a POTR.
Nvidia.
So while we're there, let's see what else we have. Tesla reversal, Peter. I see people take this reversal right here. They'll go long right here. I can't do that. Like they'll take this V reversals back to VWAP and they do very well. I don't know how.
Yeah,
they're
they're
doing that
hard. Like
trade.
you really have to.
Yeah.
You have to be doing looking at sort of the bid and ask time and sales type stuff to take those reversals, I think.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else. So we long MU. See if MU can get us going. We'd love for it to go green. MU, there it is, continuing.
Nvidia is heading towards all-time highs here that were set back in December of last year. So it's 153.13 would be the number there, but Nvidia is already at, it's in that all-time high territory.
Look at Hims. Hims is doing his thing. Ah, boy. And I'm here playing around with MU.
Yeah.
Come on, MU. Make it worth our while. Let's go green.
The other one that's been moving this morning is SMCI.
Yeah. What a day.
Yeah.
What a day. This is great.
Can't say there haven't been opportunities. I'm just feeling like Carlos. I don't feel slow, but I've missed everything here.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. So fine. Oh man, one screen. One screen is tough. Like if you have to upgrade your system, having multiple screens probably like the first thing you want to do because right allows you to actually look at more. But yeah, one screen is hard to trade with one screen. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, you'll get there. You'll get
you
there.
have to be very focused, right? You're really only looking
Yeah.
at one, maybe two stocks most, and
Yeah.
at a time, right? And you've got to sort of
Yeah.
stick with your your focus stock.
Yeah.
That's
But as long as you understand the limitations and you don't let it, mess up your trading. That's all it is, right? Like don't let it mess up your
hmm
focus and don't let it create FOMO. Hey, listen, I got two
yeah,
screens. I got this is what I got to work with. I'm gonna
yeah,
trade the best
exactly.
quality with what I have, right? The worst thing you do is flipping back and forth and say, "Oh, I missed this, I missed that," and then you're trying to chase everything. So it's good to know the limitations, um, and that's temporary, right? Until you get another screen. So MU's moving very light volume though compared to everything else that's hot, but we are getting a push here. I don't have levels for this because I wasn't watching. Let's do some levels. So, oh, there's not many levels to actually do on this thing. I'm just looking at the daily now. It's not really a whole lot. I think we got the low of the pre-market here, low of the day, and then we got the 127.42. So that's what we have, and then we're just in the range of yesterday's action for MU. So, and then right over here.
What are you
Okay.
doing for MU? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just long right off the VWAP here. Let's see if it can hold. Is POTR continuing? POTR. Oh, my baby. Why was I not focused on you here? Oh,
Carlos, there's nothing wrong with, focusing on a single stock. I did a
there
whole
is
webinar
nothing
on that,
wrong. Yeah, you're
Like
right. There's nothing wrong. I'm trying to spread love to everybody.
yeah, but
Just gotta
if it's
focus
what
on
works for
POTR.
you,
That's it.
yeah.
Just look at POTR. I'm not gonna try anything else
It
for the
doesn't
rest of
mean
the
you can
month.
trade it every day, but there's no reason why you couldn't focus on it every
Right,
day, right?
right. Absolutely. MU here coming back down to the VWAP. My stop is 26.50, so I'll hold to that. Because I think this thing's gonna bounce around before it actually does anything long or short. We might just hang around at the VWAP here. That's just typical MU stuff. But yeah,
People are
man,
getting heady
hymns.
for, oh, look at that. Another 700,000 shares at 152.
Nvidia.
Oof, Nvidia? Nvidia, yeah.
Yep.
Nvidia?
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to do here, but it's
Be right back. Gotta make a quick call.
all right. Carlos is calling the CEO of MU to say, "Hey, I need you to send out a press release right now. Need this thing to go up." All right. Tesla has been so weak this morning. Really just it's a one of the few things, right, that's been going down. We've had so much that's been going up this morning that we've been looking at, from HIMS to PLTR to, well, coin had gone up, but now it's back down at where it opened. But these semiconductor stocks with Nvidia and damn, Nvidia is really the big one, of course. Through 150, 150 now. You guys, this means, being that I was so slow off the take on the open, I don't have any trades yet. So that means really all I'm going to do is I'm going to be watching to see where that potentially I can find my later in the day reversal opportunities, right? And I may or may not get them. You got to be patient on these. So, which means for Tesla, I'd be looking for a potential long if it, sort of exhausts itself moving downwards, but it may not. It could go down all day, just like Nvidia could go up all day. But I will watch and wait and see when the opportunity presents. And if and when it presents in a way that I can take advantage of, I will try and do so. All right, just keeping an eye on things here. Oh my God, Tesla. Look at it down 330. Well, it's just below 334. This craziness. Wow. Nvidia still pushing higher. Wow, 151.80. Tesla's still
All right,
going
here
lower.
we
These
go.
two, they're just moving in opposite directions here.
Wow, Nvidia. Why
No.
are we not in this, Peter? Why are we not
It's
in this?
crazy. That's a great
The
question, Carlos.
madness.
Because we suck. We're
We do
wimps.
suck. And I'm here
We're
messing around with
wimps.
MU, which is about to stop me out. This is not where the action is. This is the wrong party. So we'll get stopped out of this one. 2650. Yeah, we're gonna go lower. So we're out of that. My goodness. Tesla continues lower. BBAI. Someone mentioned this earlier. It looked pretty active. POTR. Coin. Just running through the list here. Yeah, yeah. Paris could be in either one, either Nvidia or in Tesla. I haven't seen what he's done yet, but he
Good.
could be in either one of those,
Or both.
or both. Yeah, both or both.
He usually focuses on one. So
Yeah.
let's
If I
hope
put my
he's
money
picked
down, it'd
one.
probably be Tesla.
Yeah.
He loves
That's
his some
that's his
Tesla.
go-to.
Yeah.
That's his go-to. Let's see, has he posted anything yet that we could take a hint from? Let me check.
Man, this. Look at this.
It doesn't look like it. Paris is quiet today. I don't know what that means.
PTR pulling back now.
Oh my God, Tesla. Just
What is Brian says, the humanity.
oh, the humanity. Yes,
Oh
indeed.
man, this is brutal. All right, I know some of you guys have to be short on Tesla. So although we didn't take it, please tell me you got in at 337.80 on the pullback for the 5-minute breakdown, and that you're still in this partially towards
I truly,
330.
yeah, I truly hope so.
I did. Okay, Lorraine's in. That's good. We got some people here. I am sure SMCI from Hive Day. Excellent. Yes, I did. Good. Okay. It was just so clean. So clean. So we're getting an aggressive sell-off here. Oh, and Andrew nailed coin in AMD. Awesome.
Oh my God.
Head fake on AM.
Like seriously.
And then Brian killed it on Tesla and Nvidia calls and puts. Man, Brian is a beast. Nice. Guys, if you want to see Brian and Andrew trade live, you guys know what to do. There's a link in our chat room. You can go check those guys out. And again, the entire day we're on the chat room live. More traders come on throughout the day, but that's prime time action there with Brian and Andrew trading the market open. So check it out. It's a nice link, $19 for a week. I mean, you cannot beat that. Chat room and courses, just to check it out and see what things are about. Man, look at this. Tesla pulled back pretty aggressive here.
Oh.
I'm talking about Tesla, Nvidia. I said Tesla because I'm thinking of Tesla, but Nvidia pulled back pretty.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. It's funny, you know what I meant. Yeah, that's
I know what you meant.
Pullback.
Yeah.
That dude says I shorted Tesla at 343, but I chickened out and sold around 338. Still a great couple of bucks. But looking at it now, you missed out on $8.
Yeah, like
don't want to make it feel bad, but
it was going to move that far.
$8 move right after that. So, where's the link for the 1 week? Oh, we'll get it to you right now. Our support team has it right here. We'll get it you. It's right above. You should be able to see it, but I'll copy and paste it for you because I'm a really nice guy. I am. I think myself as a nice guy. My intentions are always good and pure. And I feel like I'm applying for a job.
I don't know. Yeah, you gotta be wary of the guy that says I'm a nice guy. That's usually a warning sign.
It's usually not. Yeah. Well, if you're standing at a used car dealership, gotta be careful. It depends. It always depends on the environment. Somebody's saying that in.
That's true.
But yes. Tesla has a new low here of the day. I'm going to mark it down 330.30. We could see. Can we see a V reversal? Can we take this as, I know this is a bad idea, but can this be like since we sold off so much, an aggressive pullback back to 337, $6 move? Or is this wishful thinking?
I mean, we could.
It's too early.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who knows? On a day like today, when things are moving like this,
right?
Anything's possible.
I should get a scalp. Let's scalp it. Can we scalp it? I would. This is not in my trade book, friends. So letting you know right now. Don't do this. Let's see. Let's see.
Don't do what I do. Is that what you're saying?
Don't do what I just did. But I don't know. Let's see. This is a gut trade here. I want to see if we can get a scalp out of it. Maybe some overreaction on the sell-off. I mean, this seems aggressive. Let's see if we can get something going.
I don't know, Carlos.
It's risky. Yes.
And it's really early.
It is, sir. 331. I'll be out. We'll give it $1. Give it $1 stop. Let's see if we can get going here. 331 will be out of it.
This is not your typical move here.
This is not in my trade book. This is not a trade that I take. I'm just going off my gut feeling and just how much we sold off and seeing if we can get some buyers to join the party. But this is really not something you should attempt to do. You know, when you drive the test drive, they say, hey, do not try this at home in a close course, whatever. This is that. Do not try this at your trading station.
This is that.
This is that. So please be very, very aware this is not part of the trade book. And this will go down the journal as an impulsive trade, whether it's green or not. Let's see. So you got a spike, start squeezing people. Let's see what we have here. Struggling. It should have happened a lot faster. It's not really doing it as fast as I would like. It's been bouncing off the 9 EMA all morning. Yeah, no, this is Trust me. In fact, I'm not gonna read no more messages because you guys are gonna convince me to get out of this trade, which is probably the right thing to do. Did you make the replay feature and the free input on the website premium? Yeah, Achilles, we had to put it behind a paywall because we were giving away free real-time data, and that's a problem. You know, we can't do that, unfortunately. New York Stock Exchange, the index changes have an issue with that. You're not allowed to do that. And it makes sense, man. I've been trying for, and I did get a few emails from some programmers from you guys. I've been trying to get to the bottom ticker where it says live stream on the bottom of our show, below our watch list and below our primary and secondary, that white bar there. Peter, I'm not sure if you see it right. It's the white bar between them. I've been trying to get anyone to just give me, you know how you see MSNBC, you see the tickers with the price, and to come across with the news. That looks so nice. I love that. It looks beautiful. Nobody will do it. It is so...
Nobody will do it.
Yeah, it is so difficult, and it's so... I see why they don't want to do it, because they don't want to give you away that data. And the few people that will do it, they're like, oh, yeah, but it's going to be 20 minutes delayed. I'm like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. So it's... I get it. Data is a problem. It's like... Andrew calls the exchange like the mafia. And it's part of the reason why DAS, right? DAS, this is why you pay, because it's this data you're getting, right? This data you're getting is not cheap. All right, Tesla's not working out. It's we should have done the move already. It's struggling here. So I'm gonna get out here. Yep. Oh, I knew it. Should have got out a little sooner. So I'm gonna get out 331. Too early for the reversal, but we knew that this was definitely a gut feeling type trade. Time to buy Nvidia? I don't know. POTR long? No, I don't like POTR long here. I'm not sure. But Tesla will bounce. We'll keep looking for the reversal here. I think this is very aggressive sell-off. So we might get a move up here. I spent half a decade developing this strategy. Which one?
Half a decade. Well, that's good. That's a good amount of time.
Yeah. Focus on Nvidia. Nvidia's gone for me, man. Nvidia is maybe a reversal coming up. I'm not taking this long anymore. This is gone, man. This did our move. We missed it. I missed it. 5-minute RB. Oh yes, Chris MC. I forget you're Chris MC. Yes, I do know you very well, and you have been spending a long time on that. Yes. Yeah, I don't know about Nvidia, man. This is the most beautiful 5-minute ORB we've ever seen, and we didn't take it. All right, we'll see if Tesla's going to hold this. We'll go back long if we do see an opportunity. We didn't see it. Avender, that's another one. 5-minute ORB on Tesla. I didn't see it. We were looking at Nvidia. I was looking at some other ones. You know, we were focused on Nvidia when it did that nice drop. I'm going to try Nvidia. Sorry, Tesla again here. Long Tesla. Let's see if now we can get things going. Yeah, we missed a lot of things, man. The mill mix, same thing. SMCI, we missed that. It's not a great day. Not a great day. Umberto, you took the gut feeling trade. I told you not to take those trades. Don't take those. Take the ones that I explain what's happening. That's part of my trade book. Take those trades. Yeah. These gut feeling trades, I don't know about these, man.
They are dangerous.
It's a
recipe for disaster over the long term. The problem is you win occasionally with them, right? And they give you false hope. They make you feel like, oh yeah, this works.
Yeah.
Right. And this is something I should do. It's not.
Yeah, it's really, really not. What do you classify as a scalp trade compared to your regular trades? You know, Sean, I don't really know. I think it's all relative, right? Like, I know, for example, like, it depends. If you're asking investors, we're all scalpers, right? Because their picture, their point of view is long-term stuff, right? Daily. So we're all scalpers. If you ask someone that trades, low-flow stock, penny stocks, oh man, Tesla's playing games for me. Let's see, 330 at 31 is my stop. This level here, I got a slightly better entry. If we don't hold this, then I'll be out. If you ask a scalper that trades penny stocks, we are longtime traders. So it all depends what your style and relative comparison is. So I don't know. Do I consider myself a scalper? I guess. Peter, do you consider yourself a scalper the way we trade?
No, no, definitely
I
not.
consider a scalper more like a penny type trader where, they're getting 10,
I
15
mean,
cents, right? I
yeah,
mean,
there's that's the problem with a lot of terminology. Scalpers, to me, top of the list about definitions, right? Because it could mean a lot of different things to different people. Traditionally, you're absolutely right, Carlos. A scalper would be someone who's in and out of trade, often in a matter of seconds. But more importantly, they tend to trade for very small gains, right? They're basically
yeah,
looking for 5 to 10 cents, and that's okay. Because
yeah, yeah,
often scalpers they'll just take a momentum trade. They just want it to move, and if they get 20 or 30 cents, then bonus, right? Then that's a great move, and they're very happy with it. But
yeah, yeah,
it's a very different approach to trading than often what we do, where we're looking for momentum moves that are going to give you sort of a bigger trade opportunity. So
yeah, yeah. I am out of Tesla again. Man, 0 for 2 today. This is not fun. Um, Yep, 100% believe that. James S says, "Do you have another channel where we don't take the gut feeling trades?" We do have another channel, but it's not for that. But
well,
no, man, we
generally
we 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 just trade the
this
way
is
we
where
would
we
trade if we were
yeah.
not live with you. This is what I would be doing right now. With you or without you, like Tom Cruise says, with me or without me. This is what I'll be doing right now. So
Mm.
it's you see the good, you see the bad, and you see the ugly. Like today is ugly. So today is ugly. Hymns selling off is so choppy. No, I don't think it's choppy. I think I think it's good, man. I just think not on the
It's
we're not in
Tesla.
sync.
It's cr-
Look at Tesla. This is not choppy. I'm just on the wrong side of the party here. Um, but this is actually a really nice sell up, which I did not expect, man. I thought this thing was gonna come back here, so we'll see. Nvidia sideways, ASTS not good. FedEx didn't do anything. This is why we don't watch FedEx, although it has earnings. Look at it here. It's just this is typically what it does. Just sideways, no movement. Hims, what a sell off on Hims. Wow, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. The MU work out? MU didn't work out. I'm 0 for 3. I forgot about MU, man. My God. I didn't want to look at my PNL. I don't have it up. I don't want to look at it today. I'd say it's not the day to look at that box.
yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. SMCI. Oh, man. Wow. See, so yeah, when you look at SMCI, do you consider this a choppy day? Like, it all depends on what you're looking at. Andrew says, too early, man. Wait for S4. Yeah, I got ahead of myself, Andrew. Agree. 100%. We'll wait for that. So I don't think it's choppy today, guys. I think it's an amazing morning so far. Because look at SMCI. I mean, it just depends on what you're watching. This is beautiful.
Yep.
And now, if you're looking at, for example, like FedEx, yeah, it's a choppy day.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
choppy day for you. But BBAI is another one that was on the list. Not so bad, but not great. But you look at PLTR, you look at Coin, you have to be early. I think Andrew was very early in this, right? If after that, then it gets a little bit nasty here. But you were early. Did he take it as a 1 minute ORB? I don't know how
Pretty
he took
much.
this.
Yes, I
He
think
did?
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful 1 minute ORB. You could even add on this pullback early, beautiful trade. Then here it gets a little messy. So, yeah, it's I don't think it was choppy, man. I just think it depends on what you're
Mhm.
watching. Hood was on the secondary list, also very choppy, very messy here. Starting to get better now, though. Look at this move, 950 to consolidation to the breakout. So all depends. I took Coin, my only green trade on that 1 minute ORB. Yeah, that 1 minute ORB was clean. That was nice. That was nice. Let's see here. Nvidia new highs. AMD pulling back to the VWAP. Didn't we have AMD on our... No, we didn't have AMD on our thing. So let's gonna look at it now. You know, AMD had better days, better mornings, right, Peter? I mean, we saw the last couple of days. This is not one of them. So if you was looking at AMD, this is a little bit on the choppier side here. Definitely has had better openings.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What is did the price go back down there, or this thing just showed up on POTR?
Oh
It didn't go
yeah,
down.
I got a wick.
Just...
I got a wick here too. I didn't see it happen, but wow, that's weird. Yeah, that's a big wick.
That's interesting.
Tesla. Oh my God, I am so frustrated having missed Tesla, Carlos. I was like, I had the short. I told you guys about it.
You
It didn't
had
pull
it,
back.
man. Oh.
It didn't pull back.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh well. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
What's going on with SMCI? I don't use Camarilla pivot points. So if you look at Nvidia, it's gonna break the high of the day. Is Andrew in anything? Is he long Nvidia? I know he traded.
I don't think he was. He was trading AMD and Coin,
Okay.
and I know that Brian was trading Tesla. I don't think Andrew traded Tesla today.
What about Nvidia? Do you take Nvidia? This is nice. Wow, Nvidia is so strong today, friend. This is all-time highs, right? 150, 196. That is all-time highs.
No, not
I
yet. No,
believe.
153.13 is the
That's the
all-time.
official? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's close. It's very close.
Very close. Yeah.
But
yeah. Andrew took it. There it is. He moved it. He took it as NVDL. That is real
okay.
nice. He did take it. How do I put... Here it is, friends. Andrew's trading. And here you have it. So it looks a little bit small, but... Oh, he changed it, but he had a NVDL there long. He's just partial on it, so... Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, NVDL, yes. Good, good. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Wow, Tesla continues to drop. I'm watching it because we might have an opportunity here, but this thing is on highway to hell at the moment. Friends, this is not looking... Look at this. And this is a reason why, again, take the bad trading, take the good out of it that you can. This is why you get out. You got to stick to your stops, man. Because let's give it a little more room. This was me, Peter. I lost thousands and thousands upon dollars doing this. I mean, just ridiculous amount of money donated to the market because I would not stop. Oh, let me give it chances. Tesla's gonna come back, and I'll average down, average down, average down, to the point where in some cases I use my entire full buying power, and it doesn't come back.
Yeah, it's always a bad sign when you use your buying power to the point where you just can't average down anymore because you've got no more room, right? No more money left. That's bad. Bad, bad, bad. If ever you get into that situation, you're in a bad trade. I don't care if it works in the end. It doesn't matter. It's a bad situation.
Yeah. Stefan says, I called you NVIDIA and I said no. No, when I say no, it's for my strategy, right? So, yeah, this can't keep going here. But for me, I don't have a strategy to get in here. And obviously, not trading with my strategy today has got me in trouble with Tesla, right? This is not a strategy. So, I'm going to stick to my strategies for the rest of the day. But I don't have a strategy here for NVIDIA on how to get in long in this situation, right? It does look like an ABCD pattern on the 5-minute. You can see it here a little bit cleaner. So yeah, I believe it's gonna go higher, I think, but I don't have a system here to get into this trade. So, but yeah, I think we'll see more out of this, hopefully. Matthew, I don't have S4 listed on my chart, so I don't know where S4 is on Tesla. I don't have it listed here, but clearly there's a lot more going on here than that right now. This thing is what's the news, Peter? Well, is it just overall market? I mean, I know
I didn't see any news on Tesla. We know that
their
everybody's
main
been
numbers were
focused on
bad,
these.
right? Their main
Well,
numbers.
their sales. I mean, yes, but those came out a while ago. Really, it's the robotaxis that are, where we're taking the focus. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I know what happened this morning. I didn't see this earlier. Their European sales numbers came out,
Yeah, the Europe sales.
and
Yeah,
they're,
yeah,
yeah, I didn't realize that. Okay, so the European sales
right,
came out, and they were down again pretty significantly, 41%.
right.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that'll do it. Plus, the interesting article here about their robotaxis that they're getting mixed reactions in Austin as to how effective they are, and about them being in the city. So
I
people are a
mean,
little nervous about what could happen if something goes wrong. But I mean, that's not unique to Tesla. Like it's with all of these
yeah,
remote
yeah.
car. Oh. One person says, "My thoughts are actually about the jobs they're taking away from cab drivers." Well, you know what? That ship has sailed, man. If if you make your living as a cab driver, it's tough. It's tough going these days.
Wow, that is. I mean, that is. Did they expect that it was gonna be good numbers? I mean, this is a very shocking
It's a big
reaction.
reaction, isn't it?
It's a big reaction. I mean, I would think they had
Well,
some of this built
maybe
in.
maybe this is the bigger news, Carlos. The fact
Yeah,
that Skoda, do you know Skoda?
I do not know, but I feel like I'm gonna find out.
Skoda is like I always knew Skoda as a kid, just because they are what are they? They're like they're not Russian, but they are one of the Slavic countries. They're like the only auto manufacturer out of Czechoslovakia or something like that. I think they're Czechoslovakian. Anyways, Skoda's electric car sales were higher than Tesla's in Europe this last month. So, you know, might tell you something, the fact that you don't even know Skoda, and yet they're selling more
That's pretty
electric
bad.
cars.
That's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Look,
Uh,
it's not good optics. I mean, I don't know. Skoda's electric car could be fantastic. I have no idea. But but the fact that they had more sales, not so great for Tesla, anyways.
uh,
It's Yugoslavia? No, that's the Yugo, wasn't it? Yeah, it's Czech Republic.
well,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
got.
Thank you, everybody.
This looks like a. This looks like a BMW.
Hey, look, I mean, most of the cars they've got very similar styling, right? Like so they're
Uh,
just all
that's cute.
copying. But they look okay.
Yeah. Well, they have more models, that's for sure. You could tell here they have SUVs and all these other things. So
Oh yeah.
not a bad fleet.
Skoda's often done they like they put cars in the rally races, right? Rally racing obviously a lot bigger in Europe than it is in North America, but
It's the
so
future. This is the future, man. Electric is where it's at. I gotta tell you, when it's hot
and
like
it
this,
is.
it's a nice feature that you have there. You keep the car cold on Tesla, like keep it cool.
Hmm.
That's pretty nice.
Oh, Tesla, this is killing me, man.
This is wild.
20
This is wild, man.
$20 move.
Yeah,
God,
this
gosh. Just
madness.
oh.
Madness.
It is. It is madness. Nvidia mount, but I am watching Nvidia potentially for that. Oh, he's in the chat room.
Nvidia's not
Can't hear
having
me.
no part of this
But
sell-off. No parts. Nvidia's like, I'm not even looking that way. We're looking north. You guys do whatever you guys want. We're going north. So Bill, did Bill respond back? Bill said he's gonna call this a choppy day, but again, I don't see it as choppy, right? But new massive VWAP breakdowns with retest and continuation on coin and HIMS. Let's take a look at HIMS. Need more power?
it's my phone. Every time I plug it in, it says,
it was your,
I need more power.
Your Tesla robot asking needs more power. HIMS. So, yeah, I got the 1 minute here.
I figured out how to set some of these little settings, Carlos, where you can have it do weird things, right? Based on actions. Like every time you unlock it, you could have it say something, or every time you plug it in or unplug it, you can have it say things.
So, yeah.
So here, like all I have to do here is I'll just, I can't see what you guys are seeing. Hold on here. Where's the, show the meeting. So if I just unplug my phone without doing anything, it takes a second. Oh, takes a long time. Anyways, there you go.
It sounded like I was going to say something.
More. I want more. Anyways, I
need more power.
Problem is, it uses this generic, very unenthusiastic voice. I was hoping I could change the voice a little bit.
Yeah.
Have to say something fun, but. Anyways, still watching Nvidia here, like really flat volume now as it's hanging out at these levels. A lot of orders still stacking at 152, which it hasn't broken yet. High of the day, 151.96.5 cents. So I'm seeing about 700,000 shares sitting at 152. So we could see another pop through 152 if and when it gets there. Meanwhile, Tesla is getting volume down here. We'll see if maybe this is where it stops. It is an area of consolidation here. If I look at where, there's been a lot of orders transacted in this range over the last few weeks, so this is a good area for it to stick around.
Yep.
If you just go back on the daily or a 60-minute chart.
FedEx is moving higher here, trying to close that gap. It's moving up in a hurry at the moment. Off the VWAP.
97, 98. All right, let's see if Nvidia can break 152. It's testing.
Are you in?
No.
Oh.
I'm just watching to see if it's gonna break. $99. Come on. You can do it. Can you do it? Oh, here we go. Here's all the orders there. It's going to break now. There it goes. Let's see how far it goes. There you go. Another surge higher.
Long in Tesla. He's long Tesla. It's the reversal time. Tesla. Take care, Chris MC. Have a good one. Everyone, long Tesla.
Still
James
surging here.
Who is?
No, I just said Nvidia
Oh,
was still surging here. I'm actually looking for a short on Nvidia if it shows hesitation up at these levels because it could drop up here.
Sims. Andrew is still in Nvidia. He's taking partials now up here at over at 152. He's trading
Darn
it
it.
off NVDL. Uh, that is going to be
I got the
massive.
rejection. I was trying to add into my short here to get this
Yep.
rejection. I didn't quite get it. Taking another partial. It's a good move here. I'm going to take a little more off just in case it bounces. So, well, let me share. If you guys want to see. So, oh no, I got a bad fill on that. That's not what I was looking for. Yeah, so there's my trade on Nvidia. You can see I went in and I actually sort of made a misstep. I added to my trade here looking for the 152.50 was basically my stop because I was looking for it to reject, and sure enough it did. I just it's hesitating for a long time here, so I'm going to take another quick partial, add in there. Because I've and this is like unless you've got a specific strategy, don't do this. Carlos, we seem to be showing people what not
Today
to do now.
we're not we're not great
Well,
examples.
but
Yes.
I do have a strategy on this, right?
Yes, you do. You do.
This is like
Yes.
an extreme reversal strategy. This is what I
Agreed.
do when I see a really strong move. I mean, look at this great move here.
Yeah.
So this is where
Nice.
oh, look at that. Taking another
Nice job,
partial
Peter.
here.
Very good. Very good.
Right. But I mean, look how much we know how much Nvidia's been surging. I had to wait for that reversal. And once it got through 152, I was looking to see when it, showed some weakness. So
Yeah.
anyways, making some money here. That's good.
Jim, Tesla to 320. Are you in that one, Jim? Hope you are, man. That's awesome. What is the other channel? No, I'm kidding, James. Yes, we don't have another channel.
Well,
Well, we to answer it quickly, we have another BBT community channel, but we don't use it. We stopped posting there. We do everything on this one channel, Bear Traders, the one you're on right now. So
so Dalton, you're making a good observation, right? When I take partials at 10 to 20 cents, my first partial was at 20 cents. My entry was at, so this is actually two trades. I'm not sure if you could see in here because see, I got my stop out. So I got in, I got stopped out, I got in again. But this entry, as you can see, look at my break even, 152.40. So my targeted stop was only about 10 cents. Now it did spike through that, but only by a couple of pennies. But really, it was targeting a 10-cent stop, which means 20 cents is two times my targeted risk. So I could start to take partials at that 2 to 1. So by the time I'm getting down to 152, like I'm four times my risk, right? So this is great, lucrative partials for me. So, and I take
nice.
very small partials, by the way. They're like 5, maybe 10% of my size. So. Anyways, that's what I'm looking at here on Nvidia. And really happy with this partial. Look at this. I got bottom of the candle right down at the low there. We'll see if we can get lower, but I got to wait now. So good. This is my first trade of the day, the only one I've taken so far. So
Nah, awesome, man. Awesome. Let's see if we get a nice continuation. It'll
wait.
be great.
That's what we say. Like you got to be a scalper, right? You got to wait for your opportunity. or a sniper, what I'm trying to say. What is going on? Why can't I select that? I had an IPO, something opened here. Did it? Why don't I see anything open? Oh, this one. OBAWU. Does not look good though. This may be the end of the move on Nvidia for me. All right. Still keeping an eye on this trade. It's Nvidia's pulling back. I'm gonna move my I think I'm gonna move my stop down a couple of cents because if it comes back aggressively, I don't want it to move past my entry. Just gives me a couple of cents. There you go.
Nice work, Peter. That partial there was right at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it just happened. Lucky.
Yep.
But it always looks good when you get to do that, right? It makes you feel good.
You're like, oh, you timed it.
Yeah.
It's really just the price action, right? It gives you a signal it's
Yeah.
stalling, and you just hit it, and then sometimes it
Yeah.
comes out that way. Yeah. Let's
No,
do
I
ADRs.
actually wish I'd held more of my share size as usual. I partialed a little too early, but this was so aggressively long. And what I was thinking as I was entering this trade is like we're only like 60 cents away from the all-time high. So I'm shorting
Mm-hmm.
this thing as we're 60 cents away from all-time high. Like that's definitely within the range that it could shoot for. And it could still.
Yep.
So, I was being a little, not a little. I was being very cautious on this thing. So, yeah, we're getting a couple of SPACs here opening.
Anything good for today?
WACU. This doesn't look good either. Come on, Nvidia. I want to see you drop. You've had your fun to the top side. It's time to go back down.
Go the other way. Is Andrew in any
I mean-
positions? I'm not sure. I know he was in Nvidia. He might be still in that one with some shares left, but
don't-
he took a lot off already, man. That was gonna be a monster
Yeah.
trade. So it was a great day today, guys. Really, really good day. A lot of opportunities. Peter got a nice drop here.
Yeah.
So a lot of good stuff.
Looks like I'm definitely gonna be stopped out on Nvidia, but it's okay. If I do, then I do. Maybe I'll just survive by the skin of my teeth and we can get a big rundown. No. Oh, oh, that came
Let's
close.
see.
That came close. Came
Drop
within
it
a
like it's
penny
hot.
of the stop I set.
Ah,
Yikes. Yeah, it looks like it's just gonna pump through. But that's the
yeah.
thing. You never know on these,
You
right?
never know.
Like
You never know.
you never know.
So there it is. Yes, Andrew's still long. NVDL.
There you go. There's
it
the
is.
stop. Okay. So I'm stopped out of it now. All right, let's see now if Nvidia can hit a new all-time high. I'm all for it. I'm out. So all new all-time high might give me another short opportunity.
Let's see. Let's see. Why trade Tesla over TSLL? It's leveraged, so in some cases you could get better management of the buying power and your position and sizing. In some cases, right? Some cases not the most ideal thing to do, but sometimes it does make sense. Like NVDA, Andrew's trading that one. So it's better, just a different type of management, and you get a bigger move, obviously. Key thing, whichever you decide to trade, the key thing is to just manage your risk, right? Some people find the NVDA attractive, or some other one attractive because they're lower price, so they can buy more. But you got to be very careful with that, right? So at the end of the day, it's just make sure you manage your risk accordingly. Oh yeah, AMD is
All right.
your
Oof.
buddy. Your buddy's doing his thing here.
AMD, I know. AMD is
Yeah.
rocketing higher here.
So
I need my markets. What's going on up here?
yes.
SPY and the Qs are just sort of sitting here. Tesla still at the low here. Gosh, Nvidia, I wanted to get back in short. I just didn't want to push my luck.
Yeah.
The Nvidia almost made a mountain pass here. It just spiked to a new high, which sort of breaks my mountain pass rules. But there's that previous minute's candle when you saw the weakness and it gave you that shooting star. Potential opportunity, but again. You're going to Nvidia.
Carlos, for ABKR users, what's the package we should choose from DAS Live? It's I have the 150, which is the I forget the actual name of it, but it's the one that has the level 2. It's $150. Some people like the 200. They get like pink sheets, or they get some extra stuff if you want to have that. But the 150 package does the job. As long as you have that level 2, you should be good to go. You can always, you can always change it, right? So start with that one. If you feel that you're missing out on something, you want more information, you can always upgrade it. So that's the deluxe version. Yeah. What's the name of it? If you have it up, what's the name of it? I should know that. I should know that. What tool or platform do you recommend for journaling? There's a few good ones out there. I personally just use OneNote. I sound Asian now saying that, OneNote, but by Microsoft. But there's some really good ones out there. I know Trading Terminal's coming out with one. So that's been tested. Looks pretty good. So there's a bunch of them out there. So the key thing is to just make sure you have one that you can go back and review on a regular basis, right? So. But I like screenshots. I like taking screenshots of the actual trades I take, and then adding my comments to the actual screenshots, right? So, can I understand how Uber shot up? Tesla will wipe the floor with everyone in the taxi space within the next 2 years in the USA. Adrian, 2 years is 2 years goes by fast, really fast. I don't know. I think this technology takes some time to adapt. So I think you're right. I just think 2 year timeline is tight. Um, Even if the technology is ready, people might not be ready. That's sometimes the case, right? People might not be ready for it, and they might block it and not let it. Like you think about that in New York, downtown Manhattan. Not probably it's not gonna work, you know, just to madness. So, um, at least not right away, right? It takes a bit. So 2 years is tight. It's gonna happen, but not that fast, I think. Yeah, Waymo. But think about it, Waymo, where they're very specific areas, right? Um, yes, Manhattan's a whole different ballgame than Austin traffic, and that's where the money is. I mean, Manhattan is it's cabs, 24/7 cabs everywhere, right? I mean, it's the mecca of cabs. So and they have an amazing transportation system. Like I don't take cabs when I'm there because the train will get you there faster, much faster. So why use a cab? Doesn't make sense to me. Um, uh, but still, so I think the technology will be ready in 2 years. I don't think the people are going to be ready in 2 years. The masses are not going to be ready in 2 years. It's a whole different ballgame than off that. And that's what the money is. I
The
mean,
people will
guys.
not be ready.
How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you, my
Hey,
friend?
we're great.
Peter's great.
Good.
I'm not great today. Today I'm not great
I'm
today.
doing good.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch this reversal on Tesla that is a little bit tricky. So put it Carlos into the chat room as well.
yep.
I tried to catch this Tesla reversal too. It just keeps losing it. Um, but I think we're gonna get it now.
Let me.
I think we're gonna get it. So put it in the chat room. Brian is also joining us. Um,
Yo, hello.
All right. That's in chat.
I had a pretty good trading day, guys. That was pretty nice. On my side, Brian, Curtis also shared the screen.
Yeah. Did you share your camera?
Yep.
I don't have your camera yet.
Camera.
Yeah, I had a really good day. I had short got the short on Tesla and been and long on Nvidia. Both trades were with options, so worked out quite well.
Yeah. So for me, the trade that we did was NVDA. I'm still long on NVDA here. So I had a really good trading on NVDA. So as you see, I had some orders out there as well. So NVIDIA did a very nice ABC pattern, 5 minute range break up. So we went long, and I want to get that 6610. The other trade that I did was coin at the open, which was really nice, a 1 minute range breakout. And we had some trade on AMD as well, although we lost the big move on AMD. Now, the only thing that I'm actually really looking forward is to get a reversal on Tesla. It seems that it wants to really go to 320. So I had a couple of losses on
Yeah,
TSLL,
there's
but
there's still a big order sitting there on
yeah,
Tesla, 152,000 shares. It is kind of flattening out though in terms of the price action. Right now we're just hanging around the nine exponential moving average on 2 minute chart. Tried to pop above it there, couldn't quite find the buyers, but
AMD has been amazing.
yeah,
Look at
if we
that.
can go down and clear out clear out this big order at 320,
320 order,
All
yeah.
right.
it
Nvidia's
might be
now
interesting.
Nvidia's only 50 cents away from its all-time high. Let's see if it can
No, is
get
it? Oh
there.
yeah,
There you go.
actually, right. Yeah.
Yeah, 153.13 I
Yeah,
think is the all-time high. So
All right, I think Tesla is also going to go back up. Like I'm getting back on Tesla here. I had the TSLL,
Yeah,
sorry. I
Tesla.
think Tesla is definitely done, doesn't want to go down. Like it's really getting difficult, but 1221. Let's see if Nvidia will see the all-time high in it. So I got filled on Nvidia at 6611. So I'm trading Nvidia through leverage product NVDL. Come on, NVDA 153. What's the all-time high that you said?
153.13.
153.13. Let me actually go here, the weekly chart. All-time high was on January 6th, yes?
Yes. No. Yep. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, something
January
like that, yeah.
7th, I think. January 7th.
Yeah, I think it's mentioned in the chat room this morning. There was an upgrade on Nvidia. I think the analysts put a 250 price target on it.
250. Wow.
I know
250? Dang. That's
250. Yeah, trying
that
to
would
remember
definitely
who.
put
I
them
don't
in
think.
the sorry,
Yeah,
they've been fighting for this top spot with Microsoft in terms of who's got the biggest market cap. And yeah, that would anywhere near there would absolutely put them well over Microsoft's valuation.
It's actually Nvidia is the P of Nvidia is not that bad. It's like 40 or something. It's compared to, the growth that it
yeah,
has. It hasn't it's actually pretty interesting. So trading terminal, the PE says, yeah, 47. So if you go to trading terminal on the fundamentals, you can actually see that. So it's 47 compared to the revenue growth that it had year over year. It's actually not bad at all. Like Tesla, for example, had the revenue decrease, but is trading at like a crazy. Oh, okay, there you go. So things are happening. NVDL is popping up
yeah,
finally.
Well, looks like officially Nvidia does have a higher market cap at the moment than Microsoft.
yeah.
There you go. They are the king
With the king
for
now.
now.
With the king.
For
All
now.
right. So NVDL, guys, is going to go up. I'm partially some on NVDL here as well. So let's see if we're going to get the NVIDIA at all-time high. 53.18, according to Mr. Peter. If Tesla pops up too, we're going to make some of the losses back on the TSLL. That would be nice. What we need in life is TSLL pop up a little bit. That's the only thing I would want. All right, NVIDIA all-time high, guys. Everybody's getting ready.
Here we
Yep.
Ask,
go.
Nvidia, here
yeah,
we go, baby.
Here we go.
NVIDIA, the moment of
Let's try
truth.
Yeah,
153. It's
53.
coming. Come on.
153 is getting big
Oof.
gap.
It's just pennies away.
Pennies
Doesn't have
away.
the same volume size here as it did at the 150 or 152 marks.
No,
So
it's not. Yeah, maybe it shows up. Give us a little bit of time. Maybe a little bit closer. It shows up the bigger ask. Oh,
maybe.
oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. This,
We could do it.
yeah, we can do it. We can do it. Come on, TSLL. You go up as well.
Yeah, Tesla does look like it's bottoming here. I'm not sure that it's ready to go up yet, but it looks like it's definitely
It's
stopped
trying to
going
find the
down.
bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still this big order sitting here. I don't know.
At
There's
320. Yeah.
definitely definitely a lack of buyers on Tesla. I mean, I think the only people that are buying Tesla right now are people that are covering their shorts from this morning. We might get a 920 trade here though.
On the short side on Tesla.
The looks like the 20 EMA is sitting around 324.
24.30. I've got it up.
SPY popped up really close higher.
Excuse me. I have never seen the SPY so. I can't remember ever seeing it such trading in such a. It's like if it was a patient in the hospital, he'd be putting the sheet over his face. It's like it's just dead.
Come on, Tesla.
Just nothing.
Come on, Tesla.
No heartbeat.
Come on, Tesla. NVDA. 920 on NVDA. Maybe a 920 on NVDA near all-time high.
Yeah, it could be. It's done two so far. Every time it drops, hits that comes down to that 20 EMA, it bounces.
It's freaking Tesla. Hopefully, yeah, I hope that TSL goes to 1230 or something. And NVDA just pulling back just below all-time high. Not a bad idea to add some to NVDA. Maybe a 920. I'm gonna add some to my NVDA position. Maybe I add. What's my average? 65.84. Yeah, I'm gonna add some to my
There you
NVIDIA.
go.
Bring my average on NVIDIA to 65.40. Yeah, I'm adding a little bit more onto my NVIDIA.
It was Loop Capital that upgraded them to 250.
Yeah, I think I'm getting out of my TSLL because this TSLL is driving me crazy, really. Just Tesla doesn't have this. Yeah, I'm getting out of my TSLL. Is accepting the loss on TSLL. Yeah, I'm getting out of my TSLL, guys. This long on Tesla, it just doesn't work. So I'm getting out of it.
No,
Yeah, I just lost.
there's just nobody willing to step in right now. It's funny how days when some days like it just feels like people can't buy enough Tesla shares, and then there's other days like this. I said it was I think it was a bit of a sell the news event. I mean, everybody was buying this in anticipation of this Robotaxi rollout in Austin. And
But is it rolled out, or they still
it
have?
happened.
Yep, they rolled it out, sort of.
Yeah, sort of. That's basically they. Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I think it was only.
I've seen people having sex in these Waymos. Like, I don't know if I want to sit into a Robotaxi. Like,
Well, you
you have no
won't in the
idea.
Tesla because they have an observer. Well, unless you want the observer, I suppose.
Waymo has an
Exactly.
observer. Like, but I've seen
Do
people
they?
have sex in there. Like, you're drunk at 2 a.m. in San Francisco. You're having sex in a 10 minutes drive. What that guy wants to do, like nothing. I don't know.
Not
You
sure
always
what
have.
you. I mean, that begs the question, Andrew. What do you do in watching passing taxis at 2 a.m.? But
Yeah, there
anyways.
you go.
Well, I know I was in San Francisco. Like I was in San Francisco, we were in a club coming out, and you see a lot of things in San Francisco if you party. All right,
That's
then the
true.
Tesla is popping up without a name.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my position, guys. I want to show you my positions right now. So today was a pretty good day. This reversal on TSLO was freaking difficult. We had, I had difficulty to catch this reversal, eventually lost on it, but I'm long 5,000 shares of NVDA. And I have some VCLT, TQQ, VO, and I sold the covered calls on TQQ today for 81, 82. So we'll see how it goes. So it's my P&L right now, Sid. See how it goes. See if NVDA
Right.
can go back up to high of the day.
Yeah, I mean the Tesla rollout was a little bit underwhelming. As Peter said, well, you weren't really in a self-driving car. There was a Tesla employee in the front seat, passenger seat. They had the area that they were operating in was gated, so it was a very limited area that they were allowed to travel in, and the only people that were actually able to get a ride were people that were um, Tesla influencers. And I think they paid, what did they pay? $4.20 for a ride, wherever you
$4.20. Yeah.
met it. There you go. There's Musk sticking with the 420. Yeah.
Hmm. So what happens to Uber? That's another question. Uber is making all-time high apparently.
Is it? Interesting. I was watching it at one point as a swing trade, but we kept pulling back. Uber really had
Uber is making all-time high, isn't it? Uber is screwed if this
yeah, well,
self-driving cars are coming.
it's very close. It's close to all-time high. All-time high would it's probably like probably 94.10 back in on May 20th. Yeah, it had a big day yesterday. Went from 86 to 90 9250 high roughly.
Tesla.
All
Tesla
right, guys,
around in the
NVDA
bottom.
might go for the break of all-time high, so we might witness history today. NVDA all-time
Yeah, look at
high.
Tesla's finding getting its legs here.
Yeah, we couldn't catch this nice reversal on TSLL. Unfortunately, I messed it up.
No,
Um,
c'est la vie.
C'est la vie. Yeah,
Nice,
Teddy, it's going to depend on what the business model is of some of these companies, like a Waymo or like well, Waymo's backed by which one is it? Google or Amazon? I always forget which is which.
I think the car company is Jaguar or Daimler or something. So, but
It's
I don't know.
Google. So Waymo's Google backed, and then the Zoox is Amazon. Anyways, but and then Tesla, like, do they actually want to run a taxi service or a car rideshare service? They may actually contract it out to an Uber, which I'm sure Uber's working hard to try and figure out how they convince them it's to their benefit, right? But yeah, we'll have to see. Who knows where this whole industry is going to go?
So one thing is that BlackBerry made all-time high 1 month after iPhone came out. So you never know.
Yeah.
This could be the BlackBerry. Uber could be the BlackBerry of the cell phones. You never know.
Yeah, or the
That's
or the blockbuster of video rentals.
Exactly. Yeah.
that's not a good place to be.
No.
Yeah.
So, in fact,
Sean.
hope you enjoy the book. Always like to get feedback. So if you have an opportunity after, you write, give me a review on Amazon. That'd be great. But I hope you get lots of valuable information out of it. Yeah, there was the bounce on Tesla. Put in a bit of a on that pullback. Put in a bit of a higher low.
Let's see
Still
if Nvidia is making
predominantly.
all-time high or not. We're making history, guys. We're up witnessing history. I'm gonna put some order on Nvidia. I have 5,000 shares now. I'm gonna put 1,000 share at 66.40, and then 66.50. Let's see if Nvidia breaks the all-time high. We're gonna hit there. History. We're observing history.
History in the making.
Seeing a report that Apple will offer App Store changes to avoid additional EU antitrust fines, ticker AAPL.
Apple. Yes. Apple is getting sued left and right. I'd like to be a lawyer for Apple. They have so much money making all the time. Oh, how many lawsuit they have at the same time, all the time, everywhere, around the world. And they rarely lose, actually. Mostly they win. Nice, Alex.
I was talking to the CEO of a company listed on Vancouver Venture Exchange, and they're going to be uplisting to TSX. And I said, well, you should maybe go to NASDAQ. I said, no, there's no way. Because they just you're constantly fighting lawsuits. You just got an army of lawyers that are suing you for whatever reason they can come up with, and then usually have to settle out of court, so you avoid going to court with all the expenses.
Yeah, I've been sued in US twice.
Yeah.
And I won like a boss.
It's crazy.
Half of my life is dealing with court and lawyers. Like, can you believe that my divorce is still happening like after 5 years? Like, like I'm slowly dying and my divorce is going on.
I can't believe that that's still ongoing. You should be like well past that by now.
I know it's welcome
You
to
would think.
court system in life, Ken.
I don't know. That doesn't seem normal to me, but what do I know?
You're not as rich as me, Peter. Divorce. if you're
But at the time of the divorce, you weren't as rich as you. So
at the time of the
anyways.
divorce.
Anyways.
I was going to make a joke. I'm not going to make
that.
Have you got your air conditioning resolved, Peter?
Yeah, it's fixed again, so it's much cooler in here now than it was a couple hours ago, that's for sure. So But it's feeling much more comfortable.
Peter, by
that's
the way,
good.
we put the search bar on the Benzinga news page on the Trading Terminal, so you can actually search the tickers.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I think we are fetching the last
All
100
right.
new. I don't know if it's enough or not, but if you think you don't find the tickers because the news are usually the last 100, we can increase that number of the query, like maybe 200, 300, 500. Just the page would be a little bit longer. But give us the feedback. And thanks, guys, for the support of Trading Terminal. Thanks for a lot of really good feedback that you did. We have a couple of really good projects coming very soon. The funded account, we're going to have that. The charting, we're going to actually improve the charting. We have multiple charting and, a more updated charting program for simulator. And we're building the book map inside Trading Terminal. So you can see all this data visualization that Brian is sharing. You can actually see that instead of level 2, you can actually see the visualization. So essentially, you don't need bookmap anymore if you're using Trading Terminal. So all in one place under one umbrella.
Good. So I'm spending fortune on bookmap.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You can have it in Trading Terminal. Yeah.
Awesome. It's going to be great. We can maybe incorporate some of Thor's got some tools too. So
Yeah, absolutely. Thor already, shared the code and everything with me. As soon as our charting is good, stable, and our data is fixed, we're gonna, bring all of the Thor's systems also in there. And I have some algo trading. Like Carlo and I built some algo based on our papers, actually did pretty well. So that one comes there and there. So yeah, if you're patient with us, guys, good stuff are happening.
yeah, you're going to have some great tools for sure. Okay, I'm going to grab some breakfast here. So
Now around 4%, ticker
we'll
EH.
Yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna hand it over to Thor. Thor, how are you, buddy? So yeah, guys, I'm gonna still have some NVDA here. I might get a stop out on NVDA because it didn't break the all-time high, but it's it
tried.
turned out to be a good day for me. The only loss was TSLL. I might actually do a recap later today. Thanks for your support, guys, on our channel and our community, especially my recaps. Thanks for your commenting and supporting our YouTube channel. And thanks for supporting with Trading Terminal. Again, thanks for being patient. There are some things that at the beginning, really good feedback and stuff. And if you want anything, just email us. There's also feedback posts, and send us feedback, or we're gonna, would be some amazing thing. And again, funded account is gonna come at a very low price at Trading Terminal, so you can actually practice it more and more and more. That's it, guys. Ciao.
Yeah, give us a thumbs
here.
up. We've got 700, so over 700 people watching. So give us a thumbs up. I'd like to get to 400 here today. So, all right. Hope everyone had a good morning. Talk to y'all later. Cheers.
Everybody, good to see everybody on this fantastic Wednesday morning. It's great to see everyone. Looks like Andrew had a really nice day. I actually have had a very flat day. I had a little bit of a long on crude, tried a short on crude that got stopped, then got a short that got positive. So I'm basically flat on the day. Crude being rude, as we often say to me. Should have just held my long off the beginning, but I kind of liked the idea of selling from this range. It just hasn't happened. So you can kind of see here on my screen here, we're up at R3 and we keep offering. We're just not getting anywhere with it. So I was very excited to hear some of and as you guys know, BBT is constantly working on some, behind the scenes style stuff. And one of the things that I really, really like is you should be able to see my screen. I'm sharing it. So, but it does look black on the YouTube. So maybe we've got something going on in the presentation side, maybe?
No, I don't see it. Make sure you share it on Zoom.
I say I'm sharing.
You are?
It says I am sharing. It says you are sharing. But I can stop it and reshare.
Yeah, try to do it again because I don't see it coming through. Yeah.
Let me stop my share. And then let me reshare. All right, I just shared again.
Yep, now I got it. I'll put it up.
All right, there we go. I see it too. All right, so we are sharing now. So we are now kind of I haven't really had any good market trades because the market hasn't been in the right spot for a short for me. I want it to get higher. So, and I'm not trading any equities this week while I travel because my travel setup really isn't conducive for equities. So right now, hey, Pretty Bird, you belong. Good to see everybody. Tiger, I'll make sure to pass that information on as I can, just um, about that. So good to see everybody. Welcome, welcome to the 11 o'clock segment, where in the 11 o'clock segment, hey GK, what's going on, bud? Hey, just a reminder really quick, um, for anyone who's in the general area of St. Augustine, I am going to be having a little get together. I don't know if we should really call it a like quote unquote meetup, because it's not really like an official. I mean, it's not that like anyone cares, but it's not like it's like a big official sanctioned event. But you're talking the 12th of July. So in St. Augustine, I'm gonna have a little get together with a bunch of my trading buddies and various people. We're just gonna hang out, talk. I got a little spot for dinner for us all to hang out in and do our thing. So anyone who's interested in coming by and doing that, I let me get the actually I'll get a sign up link for you guys. I have a little sign up. If you go on, it's through Eventbrite, and if you go in there and type St. Augustine Bear Bull Traders, you'll find it. But I'll try and get a link for you on that one when I can. So maybe tomorrow, but if not, just look for it. But I would love to have you all come by and hang out. I'm going to take care of the venue, and so all you got to worry about is buying your drinks and your food when you come. But I'll handle the venue and everything else. So yeah, so really looking forward to seeing some of you there. Hopefully you'll come. And otherwise, I mean, I already know I got like 12 or 13, maybe 15 people coming. So it should be a lot of fun. So if you want to actually, one of the things with community and trading, and one of the benefits to being in a community like this and trading is that you don't have to trade alone. I mean, you get to like come in and hang out. Anyone can come. I'm inviting everyone on YouTube. Like, if you want to come, just make sure you go to find. I gotta get that link for you because that way. Because if we end up with more than 20 people, I gotta get a bigger room. So if we end up having like another 10 or 15 people come, I'll get a 50-person room. They've got the space. I just need to let them know. So I need to really work on getting that for everybody. Let's see if I go event. All right. Oh, whoops. One-time passcode. Where's my phone? Hold on, let me get you the link. It'll just take 2 seconds. Might as well. We're here, right? And then we'll get into it. There it is. 4, 1. No, not it. Hold on. Bah. All right, hold on. It was a tough day on today on equities. Not many plays and only a few were clean. Yeah, I agree. Today was a very tough day in general. Like, I'm flat today. You know what I mean? So part of so it's anytime I've tried to get a trade, I haven't been able to take advantage of it directionally, Ross. And one of the things when you are when you're a day trader, especially like that's looking for ranges and distance, right? one of the things we have to be really conscious of is that, right? So event, right? So it's being so choppy, it's going to be like almost impossible for me to make good money on this thing. All right. So like literally, if you go to Eventbrite, right, and you type in Bear Bull Traders St. Augustine, you'll see it says Bear Bull Traders Meetup, right? So I'm going to go ahead and it's not going to let me copy and paste the link, but I will send this over to maybe Carlos, and maybe Carlos can post it to me for me. I don't know if he can do if he might be, yeah. So we'll see what's good. Okay. So it's you don't have to bring, but you do have to buy, right? It is buy your own beverage, right? So I will cover the venue as far as the location we're going to meet. It's actually called Oddbirds in St. Augustine. It's a really cool spot right on the other side of the Lyons River. So we're gonna go. We'll go in Oddbirds, and it's gonna be. I have it checked out for a couple of hours, and then after we're done, I figure we'll just walk the bridge right into downtown St. Augustine, and go tear the town down. You know what I mean? Have a lot of fun. So that's it's kind of what I'm hoping. Come out. It's gonna be trading as far as a bunch of traders hanging out and having a good time. But other than that, it's not going to be that. So Luis, do you invest apart from day trading? I do not. The Milniks, and then Luis, I'll come after yours. It's in St. Augustine, Florida, my hometown. So I do not invest at all. Actually, I do not have a 401k or any long-term positions whatsoever. I am entirely a day trader. I have never really been interested in holding long in the markets. I've always found the vast majority of the potential that I get out of the market is done day to day. And I always found anytime I tried doing anything like swing trading or investing or anything like that, I inevitably just really wasn't very good at it. So I actually got this from but Dominic, it's good though. I actually got this, Peter Tuchman. One of the things I learned from him actually when I was on the exchange is when I was down there was that he doesn't carry one. All of his, so like when I do investing, the investing I do is I buy land and I like precious metals. So like I'll buy in quantity. I'll buy like gold or silver. I kind of have a side hobby. I like trying to find and collect, pre-60s quarters because they're all silver. So I've got a couple boxes of them, which is pretty fun. MSTR is just called. Really not a great ticker to trade most of the time. But for investing, I actually like land, not real estate, land. Although I know those are technically the same thing. I really don't like buying houses and then selling houses. I like buying land and just holding the land. Right. And so it doesn't really ever go down too much. And even if it does, who cares? I got land. Right. So I think that goes back to some of my ancestral roots or whatever, very attached to the land. I love land, so what are you going to do? So I don't invest as a part of my traditionally. Now, for the prop firms, Luis. So I do not trade with any proprietary firms at all. Right. So when we're talking about proprietary, we would be talking about something like SMB Capital, or we'd be talking about like Peak Capital. Right. Now I do trade utilizing a couple of funded accounts. Right. But I have to make sure I delineate the difference between those. Right. When you're trading for a prop firm, for instance, the difference between Top Step and Top Step Live, right, is the difference between a funded and a prop. Right. Prop firms, I don't like them. I'll be honest with you. I've had a couple people that have gone through Peak Capital as a prop, and they've, it's Andrew, so it's a very unique environment. And they really love the guy, and he's really like very, it's a little bit of a different environment there, but even still, like, I didn't become a day trader so that I could have a boss in that regards, right? I don't like the idea of being in a prop firm, right? And having, having to report to somebody every single day, having to have morning meetings with people every day where they're telling me what assets we're going to pick today and what assets we're not going to pick today. I don't like the idea of really any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the idea that I'm gonna that I have now. I've gone from having basically like being able to write my own ticket, you know what I mean, to now like I have somebody else who I have to report to like all the time. The reason I became a day trader, right, was for freedom. You know what I mean? I wanted freedom, right? I have a daughter and I have a son and a daughter. My daughter is severely on the autism spectrum, nonverbal. But she does talk now, actually, for the record. She does have words. She just doesn't talk the way we talk. But I needed a career that allowed me to have more flexibility, right? I could just decide any moment in day if we're having a rough day or a rough week, I could just not work at any moment in time. You know what I mean? And that freedom, I think, is really over the finance part of it, which there obviously is financial freedom to be had here. I think the real freedom actually comes from that, right? Which is just this beautiful aspect where you can now focus on the things that are important to you, in those regards. So yeah, Luis, so restructuring the question, and that's why I was making the delineation, which funded accounts do I use? All right. So for equities, I don't use a funded account for equities, but for equities, there's only one funded account that I'm aware of that's out there that's really working and doing stuff with people. And you know where that is. It's here, right? That's Bearable Traders. So for equities, and I've been talking with Andrew, and we are going to be working on trying to get funded futures. I know he's already talking with IBKR and working out some of the logistics on that. We're also going to be working, as he mentioned, we're putting some work into Trading Terminal to bring some of my pivot systems as well as calls into Trading Terminal. So that you can, everything that you're, so if you start using Free Trading Simulator or some of these other tools, I was very excited to hear for this new footprinting or this bookmap style, level 2 tool that they're going to build into there. That's very exciting. So I'm very interested to see how that turns out. So we're going to be doing a lot of work to get some stuff like that into place. So the prop firms that now I almost said it, Luis. Now the funded trading firms that I use, I actually use 3 of them, including my personal Amazon for the book. It's just a complete day trading system. So I utilize Top Step, I utilize Apex, and I utilize Take Profit. Are the 3. Right. So are the 3 that I utilize. So and I use my private. I actually use a replicator in order to fire trades on all 3 of them at the same time, which is a lot of fun. All 3 of them, and sometimes if y'all want, like, we could actually go through and break down the advantages and disadvantages to each one of these. So now, one thing I want you to kind of keep in mind, right, is there is always a disadvantage to using a funded trading account of any type. Yay, thank you, Carlos. Everybody, real quick segue before I go into that. Carlos posted for me. That's my event link for anyone in Florida or surrounding areas that wants to come by and hang out. Go in there, and please, as soon as possible, go in there and get yourself. The tickets are free, right? Like I said, I'm paying for the venue. The only thing you're going to have to pay for when you get there, we are going to have like a bar that's dedicated to us, like our own server with our own bartender, right? But you'll have to pay the server and the bartender. That's the only thing I'm going to make you do. right? That's I'll take care of the venue, the organization, and trying to get a bunch of fun people in. Just when unfortunately, I'm not rich like Andrew. You know what I mean? So I can't ball out and pay for a whole room full of 20 or 30 people's drinks. But maybe someday we'll get there, right? So maybe someday, we'll get there. But for now, it's just pay for your own PYOD, pay for your own drinks. But I'll take care of everything else, including organizing the fun. But I was listening to that whole thing Andrew was talking about with Peter in the end, and still being in the middle of the divorce even after 4 or 5 years, and that made me laugh so hard. He's like, "Well, Peter, you see, I'm making a lot of money." So anyway, so make sure you get on the Eventbrite, make sure you book, and make sure you get scheduled in there, because I need to know right now. I have a room that'll hold 20-ish people. So, and we already got about 13 or 14. So if we bring in 10 or 15 people from here, that's going to put me somewhere else. I'm going to need to call them and have them bump my room size a little bit, which I would love to do, by the way. I will pay for a bigger room if y'all are going to come. So I would love to do that. So if you, so yeah. Yeah, Luis, come up, man. Come on now. It would just be so fun to hang out. Like my buddy Mark is coming in from Seattle. My buddy Nathan, who you guys see Nathan in here, I'm gonna have him in here on Friday to do some more book map. You guys want to do more, but we can do more book map on Friday. I'll bring Nathan in. Also next week, make sure you're here Wednesday of next week. I talked with our good Dr. V. Any of you in here familiar? Have you seen some of Dr. V's webinars? We have a performance coach that's really on the rise in here. She's crushing it and has actually helped me quite a bit in my trading. Honestly, like as far as like scaling and starting to do that. So she's kind of a rock star. So she's a real pro, right, Regilio? So we want to I want to so she's gonna be in here next Wednesday for Brains Day. And if we're lucky and if y'all are nice and treat her right, maybe we can talk her into coming on here fairly regularly, to talk with us and start working on the psychological side. You guys know getting to these performance coaches is difficult to get to them because they're so in demand, but also they're pricey. You know what I mean? They are pricey. So you wanna make sure that you're it's going to be a great opportunity once a week for you to have, if I can talk her into it, it would be a great opportunity once a week for you able to come in and pour your heart out, find out what's going on. So I'm going to try Roy. I'm going to try and keep Nathan on Mondays and Fridays. I was talking to him about trying to have him come in regularly. Cause the thing is this is going to be like the Thorium trading hour or whatever, but it's really not about me. Like, I really want this to be more of like more of a variety show. You know what I mean? I want this to be really more of a, that where you guys are going to be, guys and gals are going to be getting a mix of different things. I am reaching out to different people. Like I'm reaching out to a buddy of mine who's a market maker, another buddy of mine who does brokerage, who works for a couple of brokerages, and just try and get some different people in here so that you can, so that you can do that. And then, I'm going to try and bring in like Lenny, I think is, I'm going to try and have you guys were with Lenny on Monday. I've always really liked Lenny. I might have Lenny come in on like every occasional Tuesday or something to still hang out and trade. Just give everybody a little bit of everything in here. You know what I mean? As far as just, just like really cool stuff, and really cool opportunities, and things. So, all right, so let's get into some of these questions now that we've gotten through all of the, now that we got through kind of a lot of that. One last thing before I move on to the questions. Please hit that for me real quick before I forget. Remember, this ship runs on likes, right? So we got to make sure that we're giving it the fuel it needs. So yeah, throw me that, and it works. So thank you. Okay, I won't harp on it. Just if you haven't already, smash it. If you have already, then thank you, and don't smash it, because then you'll unsmash it. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to say smash. Okay. Yeah, Roy, I miss you in BBT too, man. So it's cool. If there was a membership giveaway to be had, that would not be me. I only have the authority, Red Ducky, to give away rides in Andrew's Lambo. That's the only with Andrew, that's the only authority I have. I basically at any point in time can give away rides in Andrew's Lambo. He's told me personally that I'm allowed to do that anytime I want to. Okay, that's not true at all. I have no ability or rights to give away anything whatsoever. If that was a Lambo taxi, that's awesome. So, but there are people listening, so I will make a little message out and say, like, was there supposed to be a giveaway, and if so, why did they not give it away? One say, you will not take a ride in my Lambo. I would never own one of those things. They're fancy though, but I'll ride in Andrews. But I've already got my dream car, so Roy. So it's really difficult because I've already got my my diesel Jeep Gladiator. And it's it's I don't know how I would do better than that. You know what I mean? It's just so much awesomeness. Oh, I love my Jeep. Oh my gosh, it's like my toy. All right. Are all the setups and cam plays explained in my book? Yes. Can you talk about those a little bit on this panel? Yes. I read the material on TradingView, but seemed lacking a bit, for sure. All of those things are correct, right? But yeah, my book is a very large resource. I normally have a copy of it with me, but I'm traveling right now. I should have brought it. But it's it's broken down into a where, when, and how concept. So it actually takes you through the where, which is cams, the plays, the relationships. Then it goes into when. So there's a VPH chapter, a tape reading chapter, and a market auction theory, price-based analysis, right? And then the how, risk management, a little psychology, and some other things like that, right? So my book is a table weight, it is heavy. So let's see here. All right, Mark. Oh, say Rogelio. Do I recommend getting TV for Thor motor weight? I don't know if I could recommend one way or the other. I can say there is not a time frame currently for when the one will be released. Right. So right now they are available in one and they will be available in the other one. And I have no idea of when that will be. Right. So just kind of keep that in mind. Maybe that'll give you a lean. When starting out, do I recommend doing one trade at a time? Not only do I recommend doing one trade at a time, I recommend taking one trade a day. I think when you're starting out, one of the biggest issues the vast majority of new traders have is they treat trading like a video game. They get in sim, they get in there, and then they just go hog wild. They start firing trades nonstop all day, trying all kinds of weird stuff, and it develops horrible trading habits down the line. Almost every successful trader that I am aware of, and I will say of every trader that I've worked with, and at this point in time, I'd say I've probably worked with around 100 people. You know what I mean? But out of every trader that I've worked with, none of them have ever gotten to profit by overtrading. None of them, right? I'm talking like 100 people that I've personally mentored and worked through trading issues and gotten into trading. And, I've been personally responsible for taking 50 or 60 people easily to profit. You know what I mean? Have a good one, Virgilia. See you later. It's hard work. I only work with like 20 people at a time at most, so I really am, so I can really give them lots of attention. You know what I mean? So it's really a thing. Like one of the things most people do is they overtrade, right? When they win, they keep trading and they get rid of their winnings. They lose, they keep trading and rack up the losings, right? It is much better to be very specific, even if you're scalping, right? Scalping doesn't mean trade a lot. Scalping means short distance to profit, right? When you're scalping, you're going for a short distance to profit, right? That's what scalping means. You're going to have a tighter stop and you're going to go for a shorter distance to profit and get out, right? That's it. That's all scalping is, right? Scalping has nothing to do with any of the other things, right? It's just that. So, Dominic, yes, I will trade pre-market. Absolutely. If there's a setup in pre-market and it works, I don't trade equities in pre-market because the fills and the stops aren't very good. So I tend not to trade equities in pre-market, but I will certainly trade futures in pre-market. Futures in pre-market make great moves. But yeah, Ben, you're probably a little right there on they learned scalping first, but they treated it not like, even still, they used it for over trading, right? So it's really, really important, right, to actually develop. Most traders, when I start working with them, the first thing we have to do is unwind their over trading. I would say 7 out of 10 traders I start with that are coming to me because they can't find profit, right? They're flat, right? They're not losing money. They're not making money, right? They're flat. Most of you that quit trading, you will quit trading not because you blew up your account. You will not quit trading because of some NQ just started selling, right? Kids, I'll kind of try and define that for you a little bit, right? They come to me and I have to unwind them. So what is over trading, right? So over trading is you have heard the concept of one good trade, right? You've probably read Mike Bellafiore's book, right? And he talks about going from one good trade to one good trade to one good trade to one good trade, right? So what happens if there's no good trades? What is a good trade? Over trading is when you are not waiting for your proper setups and you are taking trades anyway. And then if you are taking proper setups and you start to lose heavily, you continue trading beyond the ability to recover. That's the over trading, right? When you have traded beyond your ability to recover, right? So for instance, let's say you're going for 4R, right? What is 4R? Risk versus reward, right? So if I'm risking a certain distance at a certain price, I need 4 times that distance in order to get 4 times that loss, right? Ideally, I want 4 to 1 on all of my winning trades. Why? Because I can lose 3 trades and have 1 winning trade offset my losses, right? So, but what happens when I get to 5 losing trades and 6 losses? What's no longer possible? Recovery. I would have to now on a day when I'm 4 trades red, 5 trades red to now go on an incredible winning streak. How many of you right now, can we be honest for a moment within the room just so everyone can see it? How many of you make profit after you've lost 3 to 4 trades? How many of you actually will make profit if you've lost 3, 4 trades? You know what? Let's do it the other way. I think it'll be more helpful. How many of you continue losing after 3 or 4 trades? If you take 3 or 4, if you take 3 or 4 trades, does anyone? You keep losing, right? Best case break even, right? But it's just how it works. Okay, you have to understand, right? Are all of you aware of the Monte Carlo fallacy? Anyone real quick, just because I don't want to talk about it if you all know, but is anyone like unaware of what the Monte Carlo fallacy is? So the Monte Carlo fallacy, all right, is based upon so there's this whole concept, right, of doubling down, right? What's doubling down? The martingale, right? Any professional gamblers in here that also became stock traders? No. So we have what's called the martingale strategy, right? The martingale is doubling down, right? Anytime you take a loser, you buy twice as much, right? So you risk $1, you lose $1. On the next trade, you risk $2. When you win, you offset the loss and make $1, right? If you lose 2, you bet 4. right? Because then you win the 4, offset the 2, you get 2, right? You lose 8, 8, 16, 16. You're always doubling down. When you go to Vegas, what does Vegas do to stop the martingale from being successful? If you go, let's say you're going to you're going to go play blackjack, right? What does the house do to you, right, to keep this from being a thing? Table limits, right? They put on table limits. Exactly, Jody. Table limits, right? The house understands that there are limits where they're only going to let you bet so much. That's going to negate the ability of the martingale. Now, here's where the Monte Carlo fallacy comes in. I don't remember the year off the top of my head, but there was an event that happened in Monte Carlo, and it was on a game of roulette. The roulette wheel was spun, and it landed on, like, let's just say black 28 or something like that, right? And then they spun it again, and it landed on black 28 again. They spun it again, it landed on black 28 again. So what happened is the entire room starts betting against black 28, right? Because that makes sense. Like, what are the chances, right, that we're going to land black 26 over and over and over again, right? So every time it hit it, everyone would just bet more. Every time it hit it, they would just bet more. And that thing black 28'd all night long. It was an insane, it was like 15, 16, 20 times or something like that. It hit the same number over and over and over and over again. And what that showed to us, that statistics have moments when they have no relevance, right? Sometimes it is just going to do something completely out of the ordinary. And if you are a trader who doubles down or averages into your positions, this conversation is for you, right? Because it's not going to be the small paper cuts that are going to get you. It's going to be that one big loss, because you're going to be green, little green, 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 green. And then on one day, bam, big red. That's how I know that's how I find an averager or a bag holder whenever I see one. If you start pulling up charts for me and you start showing me your P&L, if I see small green days and then large red days, I know that you're either bag holding or you're averaging into your positions, right? Period. Right? You could be over trading, but not likely. Right? This is most likely you doing some very, very nasty risk management techniques. Right? And if you're a scalper, for instance, very, very important here, scalpers, my beloved people who are trying to take profit in a little bit of the day, don't add into your trades. You're a scalper. Like, you're supposed to get here, go to here, and get out. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be done. Why now we're adding? No. Now you're a day trader. You know what I mean? We need to now you got to go for wider stops and longer distance. If you're going to start adding and messing around like that, if you're a scalper, keep it small, keep it tight, keep it the way it's supposed to be, right? So the fallacy here is that, exactly, GK. The fallacy here is that it's at some point it has to do the thing, and in fact it does not. Right? You're looking to bottom a ticker that day. At some point, this thing's going to bottom, not according to statistics, right? In statistics, if you're using a site like Edgeful, when the market breaks its 1 hour high or its 1 hour low, it closes on that side of the candle about 80% of the time, right? So what's that mean? No reversals, right? You'd be sitting in a ticker all day. I'm trying to reverse it. I'm trying to reverse it. I'm trying to reverse it. Statistically, there was no reversal ever coming on that ticker. But you're just hitting it, assuming at some point it has to sell, right? No, it actually does not. Many tickers close on the positive side of whatever that is, right? Trend days, right? Trend days, no reversal. You know what I mean? We like range days. That's where we get to play reversals. You know what I mean? You have to know the difference between the two. So the Monte Carlo fallacy is in fact that, right? Which is this concept that at some point in time, it has to do a thing, right? And in reality, it never has to do anything. You know what I mean? It never has to follow the rules. They can do whatever it wants. You know what I mean? This is where this kind of all comes into play. So, yeah. So James, as you will learn as you are with me more and more, I am a compendium of useless knowledge. So I will have lots of fun stories, that kind of tie some of this stuff in, right? So I am not getting plays from this morning. It all says no active play. I checked with yours, Tesla. I'm not seeing. Are you on? I would recommend 32, but 16 may be enough. But I would be willing. I would say 32 would be better because most of these trading applications are GPU hogs, right? They will certainly burn up your processing power as well on your CPU. So yeah, if you can get 16, if you can get 32, it's kind of like, it's like giving it a bigger highway. You know what I mean? It's like trying to drive traffic. Your processor is going to be the same speed no matter what you do, but you're going to give it a better, a wider bus to exit, so you can get more information out faster with more available RAM. And RAM is so inexpensive now. I definitely would recommend splurging for the bigger RAM. Why not? So let me make sure I didn't miss any questions and all of that, but I think we got it. Yep, I think we're good. So I don't know on the Tesla. I was going to say, make sure you have the current plays put in. Make sure they're on Thor mode. And then make sure your play sensitivity is set, play eagerness is set to 5 or lower. So because this is what it uses to call plays. This play eagerness field is actually what it uses to call plays. So if this is set higher, it won't call them. And then also I'm on a 1 minute. Make sure you're looking at it on a 1 minute chart. The calls will be different on a 5 minute chart versus a 1 minute chart because we use candle patterning to call the plays. So if you're looking at a 5 minute chart, you're going to get a slightly one. No, SPY is in a higher range. So it would not be an R3 short, although it's been shorting R3. It's too low. You would want it to be higher. Any advice on getting stuck with PDT restrictions? It's hard not getting in my head, not knowing if my trade will be taken. So Banner, number one, there's a question I forgot from the beginning. I'll go back to. Number one, I was going to say trade futures. Because there's no PDT. If you want to learn, I'll show you how. But that's one of the things I like so much about futures is there is no PDT. PDT is a real bear, and it's like one of those interesting punishments that retail traders in the U.S. have, and I'm not really sure why. I do know why. It was but it's just, I don't know. And so we can have places like, you can be in Canada, you can be overseas in Europe. You don't have to worry about PDT. But if you're an American and you're right here and they could literally come to your door and say, where's our money? We can't. So it really doesn't make a lot of sense to me in the long run. I really actually think it would be nice if we just abolished it. I think it would be just generally great just to get rid of PDT. It doesn't make any sense. In today's modern technology, I think the main reason it was put in place was because technology just wasn't there. And and you got to think about this too, like PDT back when I think PDT got put on in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. I think is when they put it in. I think it was in the early mid 90s or something like that. But you got to think like 25 grand in the 90s was a much different number than it is today. Not saying 25 grand isn't a lot of money by all means, but it's certainly a significantly different number than it used to be. Right, 25 grand used to be an annual salary for a decently waged person. back in the early 90s. Now 25 grand is a relatively small salary for someone who flips burgers. You know what I mean? So there's been a really big shift in exactly what it is. If you want Thor mode on TV, all you gotta do is go to the Camarilla pivot plays, hit settings, and go to options preset, and find me. I'm right there. Party mode. When you enable it, you need to be careful if there are strobe lights or disco balls in your room. As soon as you switch it into Thor mode, it will all turn on by itself. I really don't know how that happened. So my apologies. No, I'm just kidding. That would be really cool though. So these are order blocks. So I'm using an ICT concepts thing just to look for order blocks. So it's a candle pattern. It makes a new high, sweeps the new low, and then makes a new high, and that sets an order block area. So GK, that's amazing. Yeah, this is all public on indicator, right? So yeah, exactly, right. So now how to get around PDT or how to work within PDT. One, trading futures, certainly great. Number two, and I know this is you may not like this answer. You may want to stop trading on that account for a little bit. And fund it more. You know, like this is one of those moments where I'd almost like take a job for the summer. And I mean, you might already be working, obviously, but like take like a side hustle so that I could make like, you know, make like an extra, you know, make an extra 5 grand or 6 grand or something like that, picking up some extra work, and then load that into my and then put that in there so you can get some distance. Because I don't know if I could handle that. I was really trying to think. I was really trying to think of a good way to answer that question, and I really don't have one. Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? For me, yeah, it's if you're only long, use a cash account, but you still can't sell Throne. So you can't buy and you can't profit take on that position. You would have to swing it. If you sell it within one day, you only get a handful of them a month, and then you're done. You know what I mean? So it's you PDT. You know, it's, you know, you can't pattern day trade in the U.S. unless, even with cash, unless it's over 25 grand. Right? You can't use margin either, but you have to be over PDT to be able to day trade. If you don't have 25 grand in your account, then you're going to be in violation of the PDT rules, and you will okay. Yeah, I'll have to look on that. Maybe that is because I mean, I don't use my margin on my account, and I never have. And I've never been able to trade with less than that without getting, and I got locked. But maybe mine's a margin account and I don't have it classified right. So let me look into that. So let me look in that to make sure. But I don't, that's not how I understand it, but you know, y'all can do that. So Robinhood's different. You have to be a little careful with Robinhood. When you're trading in Robinhood, you're not always trading on the open market. They have a closed pool that you trade in a lot. So you have to be really careful with Robinhood. You're not actually, when you're trading on Robinhood, you're not trading on the open exchange. You're trading Robinhood's exchange. So you have to be really careful there. That's completely different. Like I'm talking about like hitting the market straight, like, you know, from you straight through DOS straight into a thing. But yeah, you gotta be really careful with Robin. So some of you may not know this, like, so Robinhood has created its own exchange within Robinhood, right? So when you take a trade and you buy from Robinhood, Robinhood is the specialist, right? Robinhood is its own market maker, right? So they're holding their own inventory on all of these different positions. And then when you buy or sell, you're buying and selling from them. And then they go to the market and buy and sell from the market. Right. So you have to be really careful with Robinhood. Does anybody remember when do you remember when Robinhood actually got caught and they locked everyone out of their accounts? because because Robinhood got caught with not being able to have enough shares, and we were coming in and buying, and we were buying off of them, but they didn't have enough shares, and they got caught in that. It was really crazy. So Vero, I'm going to look into that. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's pretty. I didn't understand that to work that way, but even I've been trading on a margin account for darn part of a decade. I'm wondering if that's a rule that's switched since I started trading, or if it's always been that way. Because it definitely, like, my first account that I had, was like, now I guess maybe the other thing you'll have to say is, like, can you make enough money with an all cash account? I mean, maybe 10 grand or 15 grand, you maybe could, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I have a feeling if you're going to do that, you're going to end up trading some low floats and stuff like that. So, but I don't know. That's cool though. I trade with less than 20. The only thing you have to do is wait for the next day for funds to settle. Okay. That's cool. So yeah, but I mean, that's really cool. Educating me here, people. That's awesome. Thank you. Um, that's interesting, Shano. I didn't realize that. So, David, I was actually going to say, like, for me, if I had a cash account like that, I'd probably try and learn how to trade options. You know what I mean? So for the gentleman who says he's constantly bumping up against his PDT limit, that could be another option, right? From what we're hearing in here, explore the options of switching your account from a margin account to a cash account. Right now, you won't be able to take as big of a position, right? But you will be able to take positions, right? So that could quite well be a thing, especially since you're bumping up right against PDT. I would like the margin. I like margin, and I'm perfectly comfortable using it, right? So for me, maybe, I still kind of go with my original answer, where I'd actually rather try and, rather than switching to a cash account, right? I think I would rather work for the summer and just doing a different job and make the money, like an extra $2,000 or $3,000 to put into that margin account and use the margin account. So I just think, like, I think even a cash account on options is going to be very dangerous. I think you're probably going to blow it up more likely than you're going to make money on it. So it just doesn't. IDIS, which blew up. Okay, so IDIS, exactly what I was, or IDRIS, sorry, exactly what I was going to say. Right? I feel like it's going to be really dangerous, and you're more likely just to lose the money. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it's kind of like you can hit it, and if it works, I mean, it would be amazing. But that's kind of my thought on that. But I would recommend having a margin account over having a cash account default available. For me, if I'm going to use, at that point, it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know this is like a really tricky subject, but to make money in the market, you need money. You know what I mean? There really is no way to make money in the market without money. Someone asked for a reasonable expectation, 0.5% a day, 0.25% a day of your account, maybe 1% of your account if you're amazing. But I really would never expect it. Like, I'm generically going for like 0.25% to maybe 0.5% of my account a day. You know what I mean? Like, I think, so if you're trading with a $2,000 cash account, your reasonable expectation should be to make like 10 or 20 bucks a day. And then you're going to have to pay the commissions on that. You know what I'm saying? And the commissions will kill you at that price level, right? Especially if you're not like tiered, like if you're fixed. So every time you go in and go out, you're paying round trip fees depending on your broker. You're never going to make enough money to offset your comms on your winning days. And on your losing days, you're going to rack up loss and comms, right? GK, thank you. Maybe that's what I remember. So you can't short in a cash account. I knew there was a reason when I went through it. Like, you remember, I've been doing this for like 10 years now. So there's just some stuff I just haven't done for a while. Right. So I couldn't, that was something when I went through IB and I was looking to set up. Now it might be not true on all the different brokers, but on IB, I wasn't able to short a cash account. So, and I'm a perma bear, people. I love me some shorting. Let me tell you now. Right. So I can't imagine not being able to short. Oh my gosh, I love shorting. So, well, so Idris, so you're talking about contracts now, right? So I trade futures for a reason, right? So futures are different. Futures, you can get margin on a $5,000 account, right? So definitely on futures. That's why one of the reasons I highly recommend futures, right? Is because on futures, you can, and it's why I trade them. I get incredible leverage on significantly smaller amounts of money. And it's for me, it's simpler, right? I don't like options. Options are very confusing to me. I'll be straight with you all the time, people. I'm very, I'm an open book. One of the things you're going to get from this segment when you come in here is just straight honesty all the time, right? I could not trade options. I find options overwhelming when I start looking at all the gamma and the theta and the betas and the Greeks and all of that stuff. I just found it just too much for me to organize in a way I could act upon reasonably. So that's why I always really liked the equities. I wanted something similar, right? But it needed to be something, that I could really, and that's why I like futures. I get the kind of the advantages of the contract, right? And the taxability of the contract and the buying power, margin with the contract, but I don't have to learn all of those little ins and outs and stuff like that. Yeah, so Jody, you just completely confused me in every way. 16 Delta Strangles for the win. No idea what you're talking about, but I like it. So, but it sounds great. So, yeah, I would say maybe it varies by broker. So, in the long run, one of the main things to make sure you're checking out, obviously, is checking with your broker to find out what you can do with each of those individual brokers. And there are so many brokers now. It's pretty difficult to keep up with all of the varied requirements for each one of them. So, but I still didn't. I guess I thought about what I was missing on the cash account and why I wouldn't use it, and that's why I blew past it. I knew there was the PDT issue, but the PDT issue is for the shorting. But now I guess some people are saying with Webull and some of the others, you can still short even if you're using a cash account. I have a feeling that's the same thing. I haven't looked into Webull, but I bet they do the same thing that Robinhood does. And that's one thing I really want to look into more, because I think there's going to be a class on that at some point in time. Because here's the thing, like if you're buying shares from Webull as the issuer, you know what I mean? And then Webull goes out and buys them later at a different price. There's some spread issues there that don't quite fit. So it'll be really interesting. I'm sure whenever you sign up for Webull, I'm sure you probably check box something or submit something that says that they don't have to do something, but we'll have to see. So everybody, it is noon. A reminder, link for the little meetup I got going on was posted in the chat. Scroll up and find it if you can. Also, lots on the schedule coming in. We're going to have lots of guests, lots of fun stuff. On the way out, please throw me that thumbs up and give things a like. I hope all of you have an incredibly fantastic rest of your trading day. If you need anything, come on by every day, 11 to 12, and I'll see you there. So I hope you all have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon.